pitches. He's in motion. Montana. Touchdown. John Taylor.
You lose concentration of fighting your dead meat.
You're sheer 9 or 10. You're probably 9.5.
Oh.
10 is no one's perfect. But honest to God, you're terrific. You do your homework, and
I appreciate
I've done
that.
everybody. I've done everything. I've done in the '80s. I did Johnny Carson. I did
Sure.
Merv Griffin. I did it all. And you're very energetic and good. And you ask the right questions.
Works for the DEA. He was working deep cover until you
think I like this hair, man? You think I like these clothes?
First name Tom. How are you, my friend? I could turn the volume lower if you'd like next time. If you'd like me to do that, Tom. I could do that.
Wow, that was something else. I don't know what I can do now.
Cycling. More to his liking going against McIlvain. Stuffed through by Joe Smith.
Last name Smith. First name Joe. Joe Smith. Welcome, my friend.
Oh my God, Avi. Where did you get all of that from? Oh my God.
The United States is the no-smoking nation. No smoking, no drinking, no drugs, no women.
Well, thank you very much. I can't think of a better way to begin the new year than with you.
16 for good protection again. Going deep. He's got Clark in the end zone.
Being and legend. Last name Rippy and first name Mark. Mark, welcome, my friend.
Holy smokes, Avi. Where did you get that information from? That's amazing.
Outside, Maloney, Johnson at the buzzer.
A warm welcome to a legend of a man and a player. Last name Johnson, first name Eddie.
Let me tell you something. When I have a retirement party, even at my funeral, you better show up.
Never realized it before. Yes, a lot of people I know are jerks.
Right. Mariel Hemingway, welcome to the green room.
Thank you so much. Oh my gosh, what a lovely introduction, truly.
Thank you so much, and thank everybody out there that's listening right now live. I think that's so cool. It's like Saturday Night Live all over again.
I had the bird. Last shot by Cooper.
First name Michael, last name Cooper. Mr. Cooper, welcome, my friend.
I mean, that was fantastic. The only other person that has that kind of spontaneity and the gift of gab was the late, great Chick Hearn. And we thought Golden Throat was gone, but he's reincarnated in you. I had a wonderful time, Avi. This is, you know what? You gave me good eargasm tonight, man. I love your voice. I love the things that you talk about, man.
I'm here to tell you that Dr. Ashton won't be able to perform your surgery tomorrow. He's been subpoenaed in a malpractice suit.
Italian men named Skippy or Unicycle.
I'm sorry, Italian men named Skippy. Put me away, Avi. That.
Very well then, $2 million.
You haven't got enough money to buy my daughter off.
Nonsense.
John Amos.
Man, what an introduction. I hope I can live up to that. And God bless you.
Weaving through traffic, through three players, four, all the way in. Dishes off to Coop for the bucket.
Did you have a good time, my friend?
Wow. Okay, so I wouldn't have agreed to do this had I known you were going to make me cry. Wow. Just powerful.
Hands are taking the goal. He's got him staggered, I believe. He's got him scoring. Good combination.
Thank you for everything you do, my friend.
Thank you. This is beautiful. I love it.
Thank you.
Signals the play. Behind the end line. They put him again.
Avi is a poet, but he doesn't know it, but his feet show it.
You're unbelievable.
I am so grateful for our friendship. And you know what? You appreciate things in people that make such a difference. You make each of us feel like we're more than know how to even thank you.
I didn't do nothing, man. I do feel. It was my life, man.
It was a total pleasure. I love this game. It was so much fun. Thank you.
Thank you. That's the best introduction I've ever heard in my life. You know something? You need to quit the show and be my moderator and travel with me because...
Jesse Ventura, welcome to the TKN Celebrity Tournament, my friend.
Thank you, Avi. It's great to be here and great to be back interviewed by you. It's been far too long.
Have fun tonight, my friend?
Yes, I did. Yes.
Being
around people that are willing and open, I like that.
Rob Van Dam, welcome to the Celebrity Tournament, my friend.
Wow, dude. And that is amazingly everything that's happened in my life up till this moment right now.
And I really thank your support. I lost my father, and you were the first person to support me in all that, and I thank you so much for that.
And you had fun tonight?
I did. Thank you, Avi. It was really, it was intellectually stimulating, and which is kind of a unique thing in this world of ours today.
And Avi, great job. This is interesting and different.
Oh, my dear, my dear, my dear, what an intro. Wow. Boy, did you do your homework. Whoa. You know, I didn't even know some of that.
Had a fun time?
I did, yeah. It was very interesting. Yeah, very different. Yeah, I liked it very much. Fun, and I learned a lot.
That's what it's all about, entertainment.
You have accomplished something that is absolutely amazing. It's amazing. There's no words to describe what you are doing. You are getting the best out of everybody, out of every discipline, and you're putting it out there and sharing it. You know what? Your show should be in every school. What you are doing is educating. The world is a better world, is a better place thanks to you.
So, like I told you, that this show should be on mainstream television because it's the only show that I've ever been a part of that I feel like is actually solving the world's problems through the fact that you have people that are experts. Every athlete that I've ever met, they would love this show. How do we get all of the academics, the athletes to watch this? There is nothing that was on TV tonight that even remotely rivals what we did on this broadcast. The greatest wealth is when you can share it with someone. You can share your victories, you can share your failure, you can express your deepest feelings, but the greatest wealth is to be able to say that I have a friend, and I feel an unbelievable level of wealth, and a lot of that is because I have somebody like you.
That had nothing to do because they wanted to abolish federal laws, right? So it had nothing to do with the southern states wanting to assert their authority over the federal government, right?
Take your head off.
And of course, gratitude. And I'm not talking about the kind of gratitude that you wait for. I'm talking about the practice of gratitude, the choice.
Guys and gals and pals, the 201st episode of The Green Room is right here, right now, live. We appreciate you tuning in. And guys and gals and pals, yes, we do conversation, not controversy. We have a lot of fun. That's why we call it edutainment. We learn and we have a bundle of fun thanks to you, the engine that makes this thing go. In 7.5 short months, we're happy to have over 65,000 subscribers on YouTube. Let's get to 100,000 pretty soon. And guys, that means we can reach more people with positivity because we all need a lot of that. Guys and gals, if you are a fan of fiery, unbridled passion, then that intro says it all as it can melt the South Pole. This place we call The Green Room is filled with edutainment that has plenty of heart and soul. It's time I listen to Stanislavski and take a beat. And I process everything in real time. With over 200 consecutive episodes of The Green Room, this is a feeling that cannot be expressed through a mere rhyme. With a bevy of views on 53-plus pages week in and week out, innovation is our name and the sweat is the sweet. By that, I mean dedication, labor, innovation. They only arrive when your effort is absolute, so put that in a tweet. And in this celebrity tournament that has cultivated the masses, the field is one of a kind. Luminaries from all walks of life gathering to compete for the pride and the prize. This is truly a sport of the mind. Sure, the numbers are fantastic on 53 pages, not including my own, but what's even sweeter is the sweat. By that, I mean the good old-fashioned work ethic, wholehearted passion, effort, and consistency can never lead to regret. The good bard, Mr. Shakespeare, himself said our doubts are traitors, and they make us lose the good we oft might win by fearing to. Those words ring oh so true. It means that you are the author of your story. Don't edit your vision due to others that secretly prefer to boo while attempting to obstruct your view. With 13 grand and a trip for 2 to Greece and becoming the first champion of this star-studded field, a lot is on the line. But you, our audience, the engine that makes this thing go, are the sweet nectar that we appreciate like fine old wine. As strangers become friends and we all come together, let's remember that we are closer than one might surmise. Limitless visions of innovative bliss experienced by ensemble is the vision behind these eyes. Never hate the flower for starting out as a seed. Long-distance running is essential. This isn't a stampede, so don't run anyone over on your way to the top. Focus on yourself and never forget to cheerlead. Root for your loved ones and lift people up. I promise, this human fortune cookie hopes that we've all agreed that positivity is something that we can never concede. So guys and gals and pals, with that, I want to bring in our first participant, being billed as a mystery participant. And I have a quote that I think is very apropos when explaining who this person is. Legendary poet Walt Whitman said, "I am the friend of all, comrade of all who shake hands and welcome all who bring respect. Success is the pursuit of progress despite failure." And a man that has deep understanding of human nature and the world around him so happens to be our first participant of the evening. Helping others is important to him. He realizes that without a sense of caring, there can be no sense of community. After all, without craftsmanship, inspiration is a mere reed shaken in the wind. The larger the island of knowledge, the longer the shoreline of wonder. And he also has a wonderful sense of humor, as we've shared many laughs, some of which you've seen. He's tickled my funny bone, on more than one occasion, my poor old spleen. This man will educate, pontificate, and most importantly, relate. He has a big heart, and his positive impact on the lives of many is truly great. As a martial arts instructor, one can sit under his learning tree. His TKN return tonight will be sure to provide many with glee. 25 years ago, his stage presence and friendship left quite the impression on me. Since then, his positive outlook on life and disposition leave a calming effect like chamomile tea. So let's welcome a brother, a teacher, and a storyteller. Last name Sparling, first name Jamie. Jamie, welcome to the Second Chance Bowl, my friend.
Avi, thank you so much. And oh, how I have missed Klein Rhyme Time. And to be a part of 200 episodes, that's amazing. That is absolutely amazing.
You've been a big part of it, but you've also, more importantly than any show or any broadcast, you've been very pivotal and crucial in the lives of many. You teach many students. You are a martial art expert. Since I've known you, this has been a passion of yours. Thank you for what you do with some of the children out there, because everyone needs a confidence boost, especially today in 2024, where up can be down and left can be right, and people have no which way to go, and you are the one that directs them the way that you do. So again, thanks for being who you are. Thanks for motivating our youth. But I do have to ask you a question, my friend. Of course, this is all in fun. The real prize, as we know, is that strangers become friends in this medium, a medium that somehow could be could be void of intimacy because we have devices in front of us. But we've learned that a lot of people that may have known about one another through their resume or their works of art that appear on resumes, they didn't really get to know the person behind the persona. That's what we do here. We find out who the human being is. Every single person, including yourself and our next participant, are just salt of the earth. But at the end of the day, it'd be pretty cool to win $13,000 and a trip for 2 to Greece. Am I right? Are you here to win it all, my friend?
At the end of the day, end of the tournament, my wife has never been out of the country. So make no mistake about it. I am here to win, to take my wife out of the country to beautiful Greece and to have a nice vacation.
I love that.
Happy to see everybody, but yes, we're going to Greece, sir.
A lot of confidence, and I do love that. Again, guys and gals and pals, thank you for giving us your time and inviting us to your living room. Jamie, I'll put you backstage momentarily and bring you right back. Guys, a great human being, a man, again, who really does care about the youth and anyone. His level of respect for people, it starts here, and I love that. It doesn't start here. It starts here, and then it increases because he doesn't really size people up or judge. It's a judgment-free zone when you're around Jamie. He's a very great human being. And guys, and so is our next participant. When I think of him, I think of the following. We can't change the direction of the wind, but we can adjust the sails to always reach our destination. Respect for ourselves guides our morals, but respect for others guides our manners. And speaking about respect, I have a great deal of respect for my next guest. Time and again, he's filled a blank canvas with beautiful works of art that go several layers of magnitude deep. He's found the similarity in what is apparently different, and then finding himself there in all of his roles. Do you know what that's called, guys and gals and pals listening? It's called honest and truthful storytelling. And through his works of art, we, the audience, have benefited greatly. He's eloquent, intelligent, and has a kind heart as well. He's more than merely his profession. He was born in Biloxi, Mississippi, but grew up in Atlanta, GA. He began acting at 4.5. A mute clown is what he would first play. He was cast in a locally produced TV show entitled The Little Pioneers. His range is vast and his drive limitless. His work produced a bevy of cheers. As a child, he grew up doing a lot of Shakespeare, something that really speaks to me. Anyone with deep respect for the bard can truly unlock their spirit and watch it be set free. After graduating from Grady High School in 1974, he went to London, where he studied drama at the Royal Academy of Dramatic Arts. He connected with the craft, a perfect fit, bullseye, like watching Spock playing darts. Speaking of his gift, legendary casting director Marion Doherty, writing a screenplay about her, by the way, had the perfect view. He was a presence on stage, and soon King of the Gypsies would mark his feature film debut. He was nominated for the Golden Globe Awards not once, not twice, but thrice. His incredible body of works include Raggedy Man, The Dark Knight, and Inherent Vice. The Pope of Greenwich Village, Best of the Best, Runaway Train, in which he was an Oscar and Academy Award nominee. With over 700 credits to his name, his vocation truly gives him glee. The man has been all around the world, and they appreciate his artistry from Mumbai to Shanghai, Austin to Boston, Aruba to Cuba, Angola to Pensacola, Arizona to Barcelona, Daytona to Verona, Alaska to Nebraska, Bombay to LA, Sudan to Japan, Montreal to Nepal, Minnesota to North Dakota. He's a supporter of animal rights, and he's a black belt in Taekwondo. Guys, are these rhymes done yet? Nah, nada, nope. He's a kind man, and his honesty is refreshing as it provides a ton of hope. His passion for the arts runs like a river. Never does he experience a creative drought. No doubt he's ready for this bout. He was nominated for the Golden Globes, guys and gals, as I mentioned 3 times. Pick a film of his. I'm there. Name the price. He's helped many filmmakers as one of the hardest working storytellers in showbiz. Y'all can't wait to see who it is, right? Nobody wants a Saturday night quiz. His positive energy always lights up a room, as his aura is never grim. Let's not forget the love that he and his wife have for animals. That is something that speaks to us, her, and him. Through discipline, passion, consistency, and joy, he's built his foundation brick by brick. He's here to win this whole thing, so let me bring him in quick. So put your hands together for a warm, humble, talented, multifaceted, versatile, substance-over-styled, kind human being. Last name Roberts, first name Eric. Eric, welcome to the Second Chance Bowl, my friend.
Wow, you humble me, you humble me, you humble me. Thank you.
You deserve every bit of it, my friend, because of the person that you are. From the heart.
And you rhymed. I mean, it's a fiction.
Oh.
It's unbelievable, Avi.
No.
Just wow.
You guys are unbelievable. Like I said, you're hardworking, and the amount of young filmmakers out there that benefit from your tutelage and from your experience and the time that you provide, that's something that they're going to appreciate in the present and something that they're definitely going to appreciate in the future. And that comes from your generous heart. So thank you.
Amazing. You're even making me like him again after 30-something years.
Well, you guys are both incredible, again, for what you do, especially I bring this up for animals. Working with you has been amazing. It'll continue to be amazing. But I have to ask Eric the question. Eric, a lot of fun over here, but 13 grand on the line, trip for 2 to Greece. Are you here to win the whole TKN Celebrity Tournament, my friend?
Why not? Why not? I love winning.
I love it. I love it, guys and gals. And again, I know this sounds a little sappy, but I'd rather be sappy than cynical. But we've already won because we're going to have a great conversation with great human beings. Again, strangers become friends. We're winners already. Let's bring in Mr. Jamie. Jamie, Eric, and Eliza. Eliza and Eric, Jamie.
Hey, Eric, Eliza.
Hey.
How are you guys doing?
Good.
We're doing great. And no matter what, we're inviting your wife to come on location with us next time we go anywhere.
Oh, there we go.
Am I coming to just my wife? I mean, there's 2. Anyway, yeah.
You're going to get the invite too, I'm assuming, Jamie, but I'll tell you this much. We're going to delve into topic number 1 right away. And guys, I'm going to set up topic number 1 because this is a topic that Eric will delve into first. And guys and gals and pals, thank you again for inviting us and listening to everything we have to express. We're always going to be very honest and very truthful. There's no time limit. Jamie and Eric can express themselves and go as long as they'd like. Topic number one, I call Hey History, We're Witnessing History. Human ingenuity knows no bounds. It's an unnerving thought that we may be the living universe's supreme achievement, and also its worst nightmare simultaneously. This could translate to the idea of how humans are the world's greatest achievement or the world's worst creation. As humans, we have been and can be awe-inspiring. Aristotle, take for instance, his premise that the final good is the well-lived human life. Although this premise doesn't receive much critical attention in the literature, human beings have already made great contributions. Right? If you had the ability, though, to travel with a historical figure and witness one of humankind's greatest achievements, which historical figure would you travel with and why? And which of humankind's greatest achievements would you and said historical figure witness together and why? So, guys, that is the question I'll have for Eric and for Jamie. Eric, my friend, if you can go first, the floor is yours whenever you're ready, good sir.
I would be Carl Sagan.
Question I definitely want to bring up here. Actually, it's more of a quote. Some people say that everybody dies, but not everybody lives. Would you agree with that, Eric?
Well, of course it's true. Everybody dies, but not everybody lives. Of course that's true.
When you experienced, I guess, humanity at its best, are there some examples you've experienced, my friend, in life that you can attribute to this topic where essentially you might have experienced something that was so good in people that it left you awestruck?
Well, yeah, my relationship with my wife and why I married her and why I'm still married to her and why that is magic every day in my life.
Sure. Would you think that in 2024, when people need a bit of a boost, when people need a bit more of a confidence boost, because a lot of times right now we're being divided so much, regardless of politics, just societal pressure, do you feel like going back to the basics, loving your wife, loving your life, loving your passion, are those the things that keep you grounded, Eric?
They are completely. And also loving animals. Animals are a direct reflection of you, depending on how you are with them.
Do you feel as if there's an achievement that we've all witnessed as human beings, all of us, in the history books or live when it happened in real time? Is there one particular achievement that we've all witnessed together as human beings that really speaks to you?
Wow, it's such a big question.
You bring up partnership, you bring up marriage. Do you think that sharing adventures and having collective dreams with your partner is probably one of the greatest gifts of life?
Well, that's what it's all about, what you have together as a unit and what you share and understand and have grown from and grown together and discovered together.
What brought you and Eliza together? Was it gradual? Was it something that a shared interest in something, a shared passion, a common bond, or a friendship that just gradually grew?
Well, we had almost met professionally half a dozen times. We just missed each other somehow because of scheduling, always.
Sure.
And we got on the same plane together one time, and we both had scripts, and we closed those scripts and talked about scripts, talked about writers. I told her my favorite writer was David Rayfield. She told me he was her father. I asked her phone number. She said, I said, I didn't ask to sleep with you. I asked for your phone number. She laughed and gave it to me. So I called her. And from then on, I've kind of been with her every day for 32 years.
Isn't that incredible? Eliza, is that, I guess, was the feeling mutual right away? Did you feel as if this was someone you really wanted to get to know as well on a personal level?
That's a really good question. Not necessarily. I thought he was very warm. He wasn't what I expected. And you know, my litmus test is very much more kind of like what your show is about, is the worldview and trying to spread positivity. And I guess that it took me a minute to decide whether the Eric Roberts I'd seen in movies
right
was the same Eric who was sitting next to me. Because the Eric Roberts from the movies would not be somebody that I would want to walk through the world with. Sorry about that. But that warm person who seemed to be about keeping your feet on the ground, spreading kindness, and kind of love, not romantic love, but just love. That definitely was intriguing, but I had to test it a lot.
Would you say that working with one another right now on the craft brings you even closer, because you guys both work? You're such a great team. We had all these sports clips earlier. We had Michael Jordan, Joe Montana. I'm a big sports guy, and there's nothing like camaraderie. I always say that what we do over here is, the tournament, competitive camaraderie. Camaraderie is the key word. Do you guys feel as if being on the same page and kind of working like a well-oiled machine benefits the relationship as well?
Absolutely. Oh yeah, it just makes it deeper and more textured and more fun.
Sure.
And more funny. It adds to everything.
It's a shorthand. You don't have to explain anything. And also, that thing that you said about new filmmakers, like even when you start to feel guilty about the fact that you're in our business, then you see the credits rolling on a film and you realize we really employ a lot of people, and also create a microcosm of how you want the world to be. And my parents were dedicated to be sure in every single thing they wrote to put a message in there that would open people's eyes and make them think. And the beauty of somebody one of the things we did together was watch Carl Sagan's series Cosmos. And the beauty of that is, if you look at our infinitesimal planet from his view, and you realize how much life there is out there, sadly, the movies make it so that if there was a visitation, it's always a war over land, just like the mistake we're making now right here on our beautiful little planet. And so this, it's really, really important to keep that view in mind.
So true.
Right? So even Crosby, Stills and Nash wrote a song about it. If you smile at me, I would understand, because that is something everybody everywhere does in the same language.
Right on.
So yeah, we try to create the heart of that here and then just let it radiate out there.
You bring up Carl Sagan and you brought up the cosmos. Would you concur with the following, that in all chaos, there's a cosmos, and in all disorder, a secret order?
Of course I would.
Yeah, as soon as my OCD kicks in and I want to put everything in rows in alphabetical order in our house, I look outside at the trees. The leaves are not organized. I'm looking at one right now, and it's gorgeous. So it kind of happens how it happens.
Do you feel like sometimes does that come with wisdom? I'm going to ask Eric and Eliza this question, Jamie, and then I'll ask you later as well. I want to get your take. Do you feel as if that comes with wisdom? Do you feel as if sometimes you have to be very patient and therefore wise? I think they go hand in hand, to see the best in the worst, to see something good in a bad situation.
Well, I think the word is acceptance, which
right.
comes out of patience and adds to patience. But acceptance is something that only comes with time.
And you know what, you do that even more, because the fact that you feel sympathy towards the characters he creates, even the guy in Star 80,
sure,
because he digs into their origin. What damage created the fear that created the scariness of the character? And that's where our organization, naturalchild.org, that's what that's about. Is if you got to treat your kids in a way where they're not afraid, and then they won't go out into the world and scare other people.
Because fear is what creates violence.
Did you ever feel, Eric, because you bring up fear, so I have to naturally ask this, was fear ever something that stifled you when it came to pursuing something you're passionate about during moments of your life, particular moments?
Well, I had a terrible stutter as a kid, and that kind of answers that question. Because your stuttering only comes from fear. It comes from being oppressed and scared, and not being able to get back to oneself because you're scared. And so, yes, to answer your question simply, yes.
Yeah. Is there a certain sense of elation when you realize that through hard work and determination, you've now maybe not conquered? Is that a big word? Conquering something? Can you quite conquer your fear, you think?
I don't know. What I know is you get a sense of pride. You get a sense of self-dignity that you had lost as a child. You get it back.
Sure.
You proud of yourself. And when you have somebody who admires that in you, your other half, you maintain it. And when you maintain a why, you become your maintenance. And it's a good thing.
I love what you just said. Wow, I never thought about that. Yeah, I think maybe purpose is the reason why we do what we do, but intention focuses attention to make things happen. Essentially, what you're saying really does speak to me. Do you feel as if, when it comes to some of the work that you're doing today, still in 2024, do you feel as if the passion for the craft of storytelling has that ever subsided, Eric?
For me?
Yes.
Oh no, no. I mean, that's what gets me up in the morning. Is my role to make believe that day, whoever I am that day, and it's just I get to go play cowboys and Indians, as it were, every day, and it's so much fun. That they took film. I made 1 to 4 movies a year.
Right.
So everybody came to studio who had a camera, and they called direct. And my wife comes to me in the mid to late 90s and says, "Eric, you know, we're getting 30 to 50 offers every day from all over the world. What do we do?" I said, "Well, let's go chase it." I thought it would be a month, 2 months, a year, maybe.
Right.
2 years later, I'm still doing it, having a great ass time.
It's incredible. It is. So my literary agent looked at your resume many moons ago, and he had told me, he said, the fact that you're able to put out quality work, obviously do as much as you do, it's quality and quantity. It's not just quantity, it's quality work. But the fact that you've never felt like there's something being owed to you, because you give so much of yourself, not only to your characters, but to the people on set, from the PAs to the ADs, to the directors, to the DPs. You give a lot of yourself, man. It's such a selfless love you have, is what I'm saying.
Okay, well, thank you. Oh, but I have to bring up, because I didn't expect this to happen. My favorite job happened a year ago, and it was my favorite job I have ever had in all the hundreds and thousands of jobs I've had, and it was on Righteous Gemstones. I got to play a guy named Junior, and I've never had more fun going to work in my career.
Is there a lot of reasons, or one reason, or something?
Oh, there's everything. It's all the ingredients. It's the script. It's the character. It's the place. It's the people. It's John Goodman. It's all the ingredients.
Another mutual friend we share as well, Mr. Goodman. What a great story!
Cool chat. But also speaking to like what your show is really about, that's a really good example, because it's assumed that if you bring together so many people from different walks of thought, there's going to be conflict, tension, all that other kind of stuff. And I think because of having Danny McBride as the leader, and talk about never losing your passion, I can't imagine him ever losing his passion for so many things. The whole vibe of that gigantic community is not just positive, but constructive. Let's do more to be sure everybody's okay. And it's interesting. It's ironic, because that show challenges a gigantic organization that unfortunately masquerades to do good, but actually divides people.
True.
Here, in telling that story with humor and with some irreverence, Danny is uniting people. So that, I think, is a large reason why everybody's so happy there on that show.
That's a very good way of putting it. It's when I had the opportunity to write professionally during COVID, back home and be closer to my dad, who's ill, I jumped at that opportunity because I didn't want to be out there anymore. And that doesn't mean because the city or the people or the environment, I should take ownership, because maybe when people talk about the lifestyle, you can make a choice. But I also knew that I needed to remain grounded. And the best thing for me was to go back home and write rather than be out west. And I'll say this too. The sense of community means a lot. If it weren't for one person who believed in me, because of the community we were in a writer's room, I wouldn't be writing professionally. And that was Carl Reiner. Carl Reiner, who, of course, for our younger viewers, Rob Reiner's father, who's no longer with us, but one of the greatest comedic icons of all time. And I'm sitting there in the studio, in a writer's room, and these young writers, this is about 18 years ago, they're pitching him monologues. But they're not monologues. In my mind, in my trained thespian mind, they're pitching him soliloquies. So I kind of interject, and I say, I was so young and brash and stupid to just cut in. And I said, "Hey, Carl, I know I'm not part of this meeting here. I just got hired, but they're pitching you soliloquies. Those aren't really monologues." So he takes a beat, And he says, "You work here?" I go, "Yeah." He goes, "Tell me more." I said, "Well, okay. What if you, let's set it up in such a way where, what if you take a beat, you break the fourth wall, you deliver your monologue, and then we get that great nonverbal Carl Reiner reaction that he does so well." And I'm thinking, the word chutzpah. What a chutzpah I had to do all this stuff. And he stops and he says, "Well, you just got hired over here, right?" "Yeah." "Can you work for me personally? Why don't you just quit the company? Why don't you work for me?" I said, "Are you serious?" I didn't quit the company, of course. I still work there, but I ended up writing for him for a year and a half with 2 other writers, and it opened up my eyes to creative freedom. It was so amazing to work with a legend who was in his late 80s, and I was a young buck in my 20s, and here he is listening to what I have to say. Although I'm taking a step back and doing more of the listening because I didn't want to speak. You only learn by listening. But my point is that that's when I realized there's such a sense of community as long as we all meet each other halfway. Like, regardless of your position in life, if we show respect to another human being, regardless of their title or the line of work that we're involved in, it's usually going to be mutual. Most people don't want to have arguments. Most people don't want to have any sort of conflict. If we just put aside our ego and pride, we could probably connect with more people. Would you guys concur with that? Do you think we should live by design and make choices on purpose, Eric? Or witness life simply happening?
Oh, no, you got to make choices. That's artistic freedom, the power of choice. And with the power of choice, you have the power. You have it all if you have the power of choice.
I love that.
Yeah, so, of course, the power of choice, dude. Rock and roll.
Mr. Jamie Affinity, guys and gals, I'm going to ask Jamie the same question. Jamie, you can go as long as you'd like as well. The question I have for you, my friend, is if you had the ability to travel with a historical figure and witness one of humankind's greatest achievements, which historical figure would you travel with and why? And which of humankind's great achievements would you witness together with said person and why? Whenever you're ready, good sir, the floor is yours.
Got to switch gears. Well, in my head, sometimes I think things, but in my head, sometimes I think things. I was listening to Eric and changed my answer. My grandmaster is Guru Dan Enosanto. That was Bruce Lee's best friend and the person who continued Bruce Lee's legacy after Bruce passed away. And I've always wanted to spend time with him. He just turned 88 this week.
Wow.
And more than I get to see him and do martial arts with him, and that is the greatest gift. It's humbling. It's amazing. And
can I ask you?
No, it's his turn. Totally.
Oh, sure, Eric, absolutely. Yes.
Go ahead, Eric.
How does he move at 88?
So it's funny you say that, sir, because I don't think that he feels that he moves as well as he used to. But the second day, I saw him a month ago for 2 days. The second day, he was trying to explain something, and we weren't getting it. So we got excited. And it's amazing. It's amazing. At moments when the wick of inspiration is lit and he goes, don't care how long you've been training, everybody in the room was like, "Did you see what just happened? You could show me that." And it's amazing. He moves elegantly. And that might not be a martial arts thing that sounds so neat, but as a martial artist, moving the body elegantly that's a feat all in of its own. But if I could spend 6 hours with him, I would ask him over the course of his 88 years, what were the things that really threw him for a loop? Because the last 88 years have been a doozy, and the amount of acceptance that people need nowadays to accept new information that's coming so quickly, right? And he always had an open mind. As you know, Cedar Bruce was mixing martial arts before anybody was mixing martial arts. That was sacrilege. And if there's a time or an event that I would like to go to with him, it would be the first UFC, when they looked at styles and things were very stylized. And I'd like to sit next to him and hear little things, you know, I know you train this style. Is that what you thought might happen? You know, but most of all, I would just love to sit and listen. And, you know, in 88 years, of the last 88 years, Guru, what has blown your mind? Because there's got to be so many points. I'm going to be 50 this year. At 50, everything's blowing my mind. One thing that blows my mind is I'm looking at Eric Roberts before I started doing martial arts. Couldn't afford lessons. We watched Best of the Best. You got a videotape. You went to Family Video, and you did some punches and some kicks. So you're a part of my journey, sir. You know, that's the rub. You know, we're all linked. But I would love to spend time with him and just ask him on a human level, what are the things that threw me off, that would, like, you know, really surprised him. And
what are the things that threw you off in this journey, Jamie?
I'm very lucky that I have the martial art of Jeet Kune Do and Guru Inasano, because we're always looking at different points of views. And right now, the thing that fascinates me the most is that algorithms know my opinion, and they will reinforce it for me. So if I have a bad day and I stub my toe, my algorithm will give me 10 reasons in the world why it's all messed up, and I get to hold on to that.
Wow.
If I choose. But in all seriousness, it's like when you do martial art or when you act, right? You think you know until you get involved into it. And then the more of that, if you're a student, the opinion will get stripped away just a little bit because, wow, right? 5 times a week, somebody looks at me and they say, you know, this just doesn't feel natural. And I say, well, it's Filipino stick fighting, and we're in Wausau, Wisconsin, and in class, I don't know what to say. If it felt natural, that would mean for 3 decades I've been all messed up, you know. But it's going to feel natural.
Stepping outside our comfort zone is essential for growth, right?
Absolutely.
No matter what we're talking about, storytelling. You were part of my workshops that I taught, Jamie, and one of the things I would always preach is subtext, right? The most beautiful thing for a storyteller is to be able to pick up that script, and sometimes the first thing we want to do is, of course, see how many scenes they have, how many lines they have, if they have a monologue in there somewhere. But being able to discover the subtext, identify it, mark your script like hieroglyphics, that's the fun. That's the joy. That for you to discover something that the writer didn't even put in there is amazing. It's those nonverbals. It's the before and the after. All of that stuff is really reliant upon the storyteller. Eric, did you ever have more joy when you would receive a script in locating and identifying subtext in a scene more so than even memorizing lines?
Yes and no. Where I would have been the most fun is reading a script for the first time, closing it, can't wait to open it and start it again. That's where the joy was. Oh, this is a good one. I can't wait to go again. And because it only happens 1 out of 12 times. So you get, oh God, this is a great one. And so you go right again. And that's like Christmas. It's honestly like Christmas. And that's what I live for.
Love that. Jamie, and I know you would concur as well, that's being able to open up something that you're really passionate about. Now, of course, the event that you would witness together, what event would that be? Going back to, I guess, this for a particular topic, if you could witness something with Guru, what human achievement would you two witness together?
Human achievement. We would watch, well, if I could have it, everything changes. That's what we're going off of. I would say the first UFC and then the 20th. Because, to be honest, martial art is technology. Everything is technology. It's sharing of information.
Sure.
Right? And so the very first time that Bruce Lee was sitting with Guru Asano and they were watching they're watching sparring, he said, "Oh, that is beautiful." But the very first time it goes full contact, their hands will come up by their face. Very first time, right? And that's what happened. So they're like, there's little itty bitty things, and if at my martial arts school, I'm going to have an event where we're going to watch 1 or 2 matches from the first UFC, and then we're going to watch 1 or 2 from 300. And what you're going to see is the difference to me is the sharing of information that came. After a while, you couldn't hold it back anymore. Why? It's already out there. My generation, when we teach knife work, I didn't learn anything about the knife for 2 or 3 years, other than I had no idea how to use a knife because they wanted to know what was in it.
It takes a lot of discipline, right? Sure.
Well, it is, but nowadays,
Yeah.
what's on the internet? So if someone just wants to be viable, find it anyway. So if I, at least now, if I teach it in the first maybe 3 weeks or, just whatever that is, then I get a chance to deal with, that it isn't a movie. And if you hurt somebody, right, the hero, the credits roll. But if you hurt somebody, then you are going to end up in a lot of therapy and you're traumatized and your whole life has changed. You didn't go off into the sunset. That's not how it goes, So I would really like to sit with him on the journey of, did he see those things happen? Because honestly, he followed Cedro Bruce. He's been on the cutting edge of everything that's happened in martial art. And one of those reasons is, I believe, is he's the first person to put on a white belt.
Do you think it's more difficult, and I'm going to ask Jamie and Eric this question, and Eliza too, do you guys think it's more difficult to know that something is going to occur that doesn't benefit you, and you have the power to change it, or to have no idea, like walking in the dark? What's scarier? Knowing you can change something or having no power whatsoever?
Well, it's the same fear on the inside out.
Sure. What do you mean by that, Eric? If you can expand, my friend.
Well, it's the same fear on the inside out. It's the same difference. It's just a different way to get to it. And you just got to get to different ways to get to the same feeling. It's going to feel the same.
Sure.
Or at least for me. Yeah.
Sure. That makes sense. I bring this up because, and I'm going to throw it to Jamie and Eliza as well. Kennedy knew about the military-industrial complex. He knew about it. Eisenhower always preached it. He always warned him about it. And then Kennedy, of course, decided to listen, but had to experience that sort of darkness firsthand when the Bay of Pigs happened in '61. And had that not happened, where, we were essentially going to train, or at least that's what Kennedy thought and believed, a bunch of Cuban refugees who were nothing more than cab drivers, lawyers, doctors. They were human beings with a purpose, and they weren't trained, and they were slaughtered by Castro's regime. And as a result, he never trusted his military again, which is something LBJ decided. Once we know what happened to Kennedy, LBJ committed to his military. We know that. But Kennedy didn't. And that's really what kind of planted those seeds of distrust. He could have done something, and he did. And as a nation, once we started realizing that Kennedy and his military didn't see eye to eye, and we realized Kennedy realized there was a consequence to his inaction or actions, he got killed. So in a way, subconsciously, it's almost like we're telling everyone, if you don't fall in line, and if you do face your fears, there'll be a consequence. It happened on the highest level. That's why I brought up the Kennedy assassination. We're talking about on the highest level possible. A U.S. president got killed for trying to face his fears of what could happen. Of course, we know about his resistance in Vietnam, right? He wanted to train the ARVN, the South Vietnamese, but he didn't want us to fight with the ARVN. And we ended up fighting with the ARVN. Of course, we didn't know that the North was being funded, of course, by the Soviets and China back then. Certainly they must have been, because when that Ho Chi Minh Trail was bombed every day, the North Vietnamese would continuously rebuild like it was nothing, every day. So I guess, not to be long-winded, but if we can't face our fears because our fathers, our presidents are supposed to be like our parents. Our presidents and our people of government they're supposed to be people we look up to. They're supposed to protect us. And when you can't get protected by people that are parental figures because they were killed for what they believe in, that robs us of any sort of hope, right? It could. Would you guys agree?
I don't know. There's always hope, right? And kind of in a turn on what Eric had said, there's always yin and yang. Something can't be 100% good. It can't be 100% bad. So we can face our fears. Sometimes we face our fears, run face first into them, right? A couple of times or whatever, and we didn't need to. Sometimes it's just one of those things. So I believe that they are basically different sides of the same coin. And hopefully all those experiences is going to give us some lessons so that we can become whoever the Creator wanted us to be.
That's beautifully said.
I think, you know, because the original question was, is it better to revert that one? Is it better? Would you prefer to know and be able to rally against it, or just continue? You know how I'm not sure if this is true of you too, Jamie, or you, Avi, but it's common to be great in a crisis. Right. And usually that's a combination of hyper-focus, adrenaline, and caring, drive. You're rescuing or protecting someone or yourself. And so there is something about not knowing, because it may bring out the best in us, and including putting aside differences and imperfections and unifying. On the other hand, so if we could kind of channel that into times when we can prepare and we do have that opportunity and we can use the knowledge. But the thing that plagues all of us, I think, is sometimes, as you said in the great example that you gave, you don't know what the consequence is going to be. And so you still have doubters, including the doubt of yourself. Sure. Should I have done this? Would that bad thing really have happened? I mean, that happens all the time, where you're like, wow, thank God we took this action, because, you know, or you wonder, could you have prevented it? And in terms of fear and intimidation,
right?
You know, there's a lot coming out for obvious reasons now, retelling the story of the Holocaust, and you're amazed by how come everybody just didn't say no. Sure. This is why we all need each other. Well, the guy who was going to shoot the child was going to be shot if he didn't shoot the child. None of us knows what we would do in that situation. But the truth is, this is where we really need each other. Because if someone's particular mental illness or their imperfections lead them to be sadistic or completely lacking in empathy, then they are threatening mass numbers of people to harm other mass numbers of people. Then you know, martyrdom doesn't get you anywhere, but unification does. So This is what we have to commit to, I think, every day in some way, that we're not going to do what we don't believe in, but we're also going to ask for help from other people who feel the same.
It's so dangerous, because that's the other side of the need of human belonging, like for people to need to belong or be a part of something, and not to realize that could be detrimental to them too.
It definitely can, sure, because people can con you into pretty much anything.
Oh yeah.
Right. But I think that if you're admitting, not saying I need to belong, but more I need help, then everyone's vulnerable and there's no con there.
No con.
That's true. I do want to kick it over right now to Jamie for topic 2, and then.
Oh my goodness. We are starting off so deep and so heavy with this first topic. This is going to be tough. So I know it's tough. You know it's tough. What we need from you right now is to put your votes in the comment section on our YouTube page. That is where we are airing exclusively this evening. www.youtube.com/@the-new-network, and we are over 65,000 subscribers now. Get your votes in now on this first topic. We will be tallying in the back. We will keep that going all through the night. This is going to be tough. I am sitting back here with so many thoughts. I'm not even sure I know where to begin. Eric went deep, and you can't really go wrong with Carl Sagan. just the name alone conjures up exactly where you would visit with him and why. Like the beginning of time, the beginning of space. You would learn so much just from that one name. And then we have Jamie's answer, and he took a more personal approach to it, to this topic, but also very global and worldly. And what really got me there was his point that everything is about the exchange of ideas and communication. I'm seeing some votes coming in now. I saw one for Eric. I saw one for Jamie for topic 1. That is awesome. Keep those coming in, please. Type them in the comment section on YouTube. We will be tallying those. We will be getting those in for you right away. Oh, gosh. Another one from Lester. Thank you for joining us and voting for us, Lester. DJ Solo, Jamie for topic 1. Radio Quahog, my vote is for Eric. Phil, I vote Jamie for topic 1. Yes, keep them coming. As Joe says, vote now. Lester Cook is voting Eric for this round. Absolutely. Naomi, thank you for joining us. My vote is for Jamie, she says. Chad, I vote for Jamie in topic 1. These are all great. Make sure all your friends know where we are right here on YouTube. Cindy, thank you for being here, voting for Eric this round. Awesome. Phil, I think we got your vote, voting for Jamie. Cool. Keep bringing your friends in. Keep bringing those votes in. We want to see everybody in that comment section. Whew. Yes. So, very difficult topic to start off the second chance bowl match, and I expect nothing less. Lee Feathers, you vote for Eric. Thank you. We are tallying these. I can see them right now. Fat Dog Tube Man, vote for Jamie. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for voting as well. Bring in more friends and family. We have another topic to go after this. Julio, I definitely got to go with Jamie on this one, but Eric was so good. It was super close for me. I know. I'm right there with you. I'm glad I'm seeing all your comments come up because that's giving me a little bit of time to figure out who's going to win this. All right. I think I have it settled now. And for topic number 1, the person who resonated with me vote. Jonathan, thank you for voting. 3 in a row for Eric right there. Awesome. Amy, Jonathan, and Michelle, thank you all for joining us. Thank you for voting. If you need to bring someone else, bring in your friends, please do. Get your friends in because we still have another topic to go. It's not going to be too late for them to vote on the second topic. So get them in over here on our YouTube channel, www.youtube.com/@thenewNetwork, where we can all vote. And before I change my mind again, because it's been going back and forth, the person who resonated with me the most in this topic was Jamie, because of his explanation of the exchange of ideas and that everything is technology. So bringing that all together and being able to sit with someone from a different time period, exchange those ideas, that is a beautiful concept. And I very much appreciate where we went with that. Our live judges votes that you will see on screen, they are worth 3 points. And because of my vote, Eric and Jamie are currently tied at 9 apiece. Jonathan, yes, thank you. We got your vote for Eric. That has been counted. So my first vote goes to Jamie. I agree, Howard. This conversation went to some interesting places. Like, I would sit down and listen to this without a match. I'm going to bring our next judge up, but remember, get your votes in, and we have a second topic after this. Yes, Megan, absolutely agree there as well. TKN always has fantastic conversations. If you've missed any of them, go to the YouTube channel, which you are on now watching, so you can watch all of our round 1 matches. You can see those from the past. You can watch our second chance bowl matches. You will not be disappointed in the topics or in the conversations that have resulted from these creative and thought-provoking topics. So get those comments, get those votes in the comment section now. Mine is for Jamie. We have a second topic after this. And I am going to bring in our next judge, one Mr. Howard Collado.
Thank you, Giselle. Good evening, guys. We just witnessed a beautiful array of so many amazing thoughts. Guys, I just want to also make a point very quickly. Just again, we got one more topic after this. So if you loved that topic and if you loved all the many directions that went, believe me, you want to stay around for the second topic as well. And again, guys, continue to throw in your votes, throw in your votes, throw in your votes. So all that said, this conversation, I mean, that's what it was. It was a beautiful conversation, went to some really fascinating directions. You know, Carl Sagan, I'm a huge fan of Carl. I'm a huge fan of the exploration of space and is there life, no life? Are there energy sources out there that we don't know about? But one of the interesting things that Eric talked about is a great question by Avi when he asked him about essentially about fear. How do we navigate fear? And Eric said something about, you know, as an adult, you get a sense of pride and dignity that you lose as a child. And that pride and dignity is what helps you then navigate difficult, fearful situations. And again, this is a result, that observation was a result of just the amazing tapestry of different themes and topics that Avi was just kind of bringing up, which was just really great. Jamie talked about his guru and the wisdom of the ages, right? Being 88. And I think there's something powerful and profound about, you know, the current generation learning from the older generation, right? Once we're young and we think we know it all and we want to rebel and it's about, you know, screw the system. But I think what we forget is that the previous generation tried to do that as well. And they had some successes and they had some failures. And I think the current generation always benefits from gaining and obtaining the wisdom from previous generations. So I really love that aspect of what Jamie brought up. However, I think when the conversation turned into fear and uncertainty and Eric's response, you know, about there being a sense of pride and dignity that you obtain as an adult that helps you navigate that, that speaks to me. So my vote is going to go to Mr. Eric Roberts. So I'm going to go off and throw it now to Mr. Joe Risitano.
Good evening, and thank you very much, Howard. So for this one, there was a lot to cover within the subjects. There's a lot of discussion about where it talks about fears, where it talks about what exactly you would do if you were able to spend time with these individuals and what significance they made to your life and impact and how that worked. And this went beyond just tournament. This hit deeper, I would say. So for a lot of it, there's many factors that both Giselle and Howard brought up with, hello, Lee, good to see you. I'm glad to have you on this evening. So many factors featured into this, but some of the key factors of why I will vote for my person are that I'd like to know there was a little bit of personal into this. I think that one thing that I loved about Eric's argument specifically was that we delve into the world as it is now, but also the ways that the world can improve and more. And the interactions with this person would help benefit, but also you learn more that you're able to impart. But the reason I am going to vote for Jamie is my vote, is that there's something very intricate and integral to learn about your, hello everyone, about your person, that it's not just, it's what is in the world. It's that there was an impact that they've held for so long. And then it translates to now the impact it leaves on you as a person, which is very important because Maya Angelou has this saying where it's like, people won't remember what you said or what you did around them, but they will remember how it made you feel. So that is something very important that hit home for me, that I think was an excellent sequitur of what made that my choice for voting. So that is why I vote for Mr. Jamie Affinity in this case. This is very close. I agree, and thank you. So now we are about to go into this second topic, the second part of the match. This is, again, going to be fantastic. I hope that you're able to listen and absorb what is about to go down for this particular part and this subject, and take your time. Think about when you're voting. Thank you, DJ Solo. I love hearing that analysis as well from them on what they determine in their subjects. So when writing your comments, think for a moment in that vote. I appreciate you all, and I thank you for everything that you're doing right now, but also take time to think about how this will go, because this is going to have a very impactful portion. Let's get this one.
Guys, we'll finish our second topic. And again, we appreciate everyone watching. This is Green Room episode number 201. Still to come, we have a bevy of amazing luminaries. We respect them for their work, but we respect them for their hearts and what they do. They give back just like Jamie and Eric do. A little statement here that I want to bring up. I want to see if this resonates with you guys. Moment of levity here. Do you think that let's let our food sit for 2 minutes is definitely the most ignored instruction among microwave users? I can never make it to 2 minutes. Do you ever find yourself at 1 minute 53 just removing it? I can't wait the full 2 minutes.
I don't think anyone can.
I don't have any problem waiting for the ting.
Oh, I'm guilty. I'm getting burnt by cheese. It's going down. I don't know, something. I think I'm going to get it timed just right, And think about it. Back to the last question. It says on there, just leave it in there. So I know, just leave it in there. But I'm like, I think I know better.
That's true.
Right?
Now, what if you're playing, it's a Saturday night. Saturdays, of course, we all like to have some fun. What if you're hanging around with the guys and some of the gals and you're playing poker and you have a very good poker face and so do the other players? If someone farts at a poker tournament, no one will ever know who did it. By design. By design, if you have a poker face, it'd be pretty hard to tell who let one rip, right?
But have they trained the poker face versus the other elements? You know what I mean? There's a lot of things that are playing into that. I don't know.
It's a good observation. The other one I have that I jotted down earlier is, and I'm not a fan of golf. I respect the golf players, but the object of the game, the object of golf, is to play the least amount of golf. That's the objective.
That's a great understanding.
So true.
That's my thoughts about golf. Question: should individuals who are follically challenged use shampoo on their bodies and body wash on their heads?
No.
I don't think so.
Why not? Give it a shot.
I think they might all be the same thing. Just somebody's trying to get you to buy doubles. Like when you're in a hotel and they have the pumps. How many times I've been like, I'm going to take a bubble bath and shampoo today, right? And it doesn't make any difference at all. So that's the dirty little secret.
It makes total sense.
And by the way, I have to ask you all three of this question because all of you are follically superior. You guys have great hair. I just have to say that. Hey, guys and gals and pals, the word bed actually looks like a bed. Have you ever noticed that? The word bed? B-E-D? Yeah, I never thought about that. Ever happen to you, Eric? You travel a ton. I know, Jamie, you do as well. Did you ever try to pick up a suitcase you thought was full, but it wasn't? And for a moment, just for a split second, you feel really strong that it's empty?
Yeah. I fall over. Like I'm going to grab mine with authority, and that usually doesn't end well. In there, so could go either way, sir.
I love that. Oh, man. Guys and gals and pals, thank Eric, Roberts, and Jamie. One more topic to go, guys and gals, in the celebrity tournament. And again, guys, this is this second chance bowl. Round number 2 of this tournament begins in mid to late August. It will go for about 6 to 8 months. All the second rounders. We'll find out if Eric or Jamie advance to round number 2, of course. And then it'll be 6 rounds total. The last 3 rounds will be live in person, a meet and greet. It'll be a lot of fun. All the participants will be there as well. It'll be a blast. It'll be the quarterfinals, semifinals, and finals over one particular weekend, maybe in a year or so, when round number 6, the finals, will be upon us. Topic number 2 is a thought-provoking question. It's philosophical because philosophy is important. Because as the love of wisdom, philosophy carves out space for wrestling with life's most important questions. Maybe we should study philosophy not as a humdrum cul-de-sac, but as an interstate dotted with hitchhikers needing to find their way home. The question I have for Mr. Jamie and Mr. Eric Roberts, starting with Jamie, is Jamie, how does individual freedom contribute to or detract from societal harmony?
Well, it all depends on how it's used, right? We all know that guy that might maybe have sex with some girl because he can, or beat somebody up because he can. People do things sometimes because they can, but no good comes of it, you know? So I think it's all in the way that we look at it. And wouldn't it be nice if philosophy kind of came back and was remotely, I mean, the study of philosophy is following a thought pattern. Nowadays, I don't really need to know the context for my opinion, because once again, I have a device that'll tell me how I feel about it, you know? So being able to follow another culture, another person, understand where somebody came from. The organization, they were talking about what I thought was trauma-informed care, right? Understanding what is, instead of what's wrong with you, what has been done to you. Because then you understand the behaviors, right? So I think that would be great. But it's not going to be popular right now, because we're in a culture where being right is really important, and we all have opinions about things. And at least on my behalf, I feel like I really don't know enough to make that opinion 9 out of 10 times. And I've been fortunate enough to learn, and when I get on the other side, the more opinionated and right I thought I was, usually I was missing a small piece.
Do you think that sometimes opinion can be the lowest form of human knowledge?
Well, it's basically the ego's take on the situation. So basically, it could be, you know, about 7 years ago, I ended up in my small town at a yoga facility, and there was a gentleman helping me work the door because I'm going to do a couple martial arts classes. And he's from England, and I'm listening to him, and I'm telling him all about everything that I do. A year later, someone lets me know that is the local brain surgeon, and he owns the whole thing.
Right.
And I laugh at myself, and I think the brain, I could not wait to tell the brain surgeon all about Filipino martial arts, and I love it with all my heart. But if I could have been quiet for 20 minutes out of that, what could have I maybe taken away from that? You know, so I don't know if that's relative there.
I hope you don't beat yourself up a lot in life, Jamie. I mean, you taught me something, and I'll say this here on air with Eric and Eliza listening as well. You said, hey, if you're going to beat yourself up, don't beat yourself up with a hammer, beat yourself up with a feather, right? Don't go too hard on yourself, right?
For sure.
I apply that. You taught me that, Jamie. Yeah. Absolutely.
Appreciate it. You're a good man, and I try to do that, but at the same time, on the other side, just realizing sometimes I don't have all the information really helps. And wouldn't it be
But
nice?
a lot of the people don't either today. And I before I kick this over to Eric, there's a lot of talking heads out there, and I know that we have the privilege to be able to click record and speak our minds. That's a great thing. That's what gives us the freedom that we so yearn for. But when spouting opinion is gospel, is nothing more than hearsay, conjecture, and opinion, that could be kind of dangerous, right?
Individual freedom does contribute, I believe, to social harmony. Because, to quote my favorite singer-songwriter, Keaton Simons, if you want to save a life, maybe it should be your own. And that kind of says it all. Because, you know, before you can help, you have to help. And after you help, you have to help.
And you do think that could spread, that maybe the populace can somehow pick up on that? And let's start small. A roommate, a lover, a brother, a friend, someone you're sharing space with. We do become our environment, right? So if someone is, of course, as positive as uplifting and knows themselves, know thyself, of course, as well as they do, that could benefit other people around them, right, Eric?
You're absolutely correct, boss.
But the know thyself is a really important part of it, Avi, because we can't. As Jamie said, it depends on what you want to use your freedom for, and if you're ill or traumatized, you may want to use your freedom in destructive ways.
Sure.
So, but then here's the big thing. Would we do less of that if we were not having all that dictated to us and imposed upon us all the time? Even in raising kids, if there's a consequence all the time, do they ever develop their own sense of what is right? Because I think our instincts, I mean, I know there are tiny little grandchildren take a bite of something and they always offer it to us.
Yeah.
No one had to tell them to. It was instinct.
It's true.
So individual freedom might also hopefully give us a chance to also become accountable, clean things up, keep on self-healing. You know, it's a really big question dependent on so many factors.
And we have to all be an example for the kids.
Yes,
you got to
sir.
all be a physical example all day, every day.
Yes, sir. You're right about that. Could that be the most challenging thing maybe for people, is to clean their side of the street sometimes?
Well, it is, because we all develop bad habits. Even the nicest person I know develops bad habits.
So keeping each other in check is definitely maybe a key ingredient to a good relationship, regardless of the relationship, right?
Yeah.
I can only answer one side of that, but yeah.
You know what? If you're allergic to strawberries,
Yeah.
you're not going to eat strawberries. So if you notice your patterns enough and pay attention to, I'm getting that feedback from a lot of people, and you decide what the strawberry is in your own behavior, the one thing you just need to stop because
Sure.
it's proven to be constructive. Destruction is much easier than, it takes a lot shorter to knock down a house.
That's so true, Eliza. Yeah.
Yeah. Then we probably will kind of coexist and kind of fit more like this and really be able to help each other.
I once told an ex-girlfriend, and I promise this isn't like shtick or anything, but I once told my ex-girlfriend, I said, I'm breaking up with you because I'm allergic to bullshit. And I don't like bullshit.
How'd that go? Well, that conversation, probably.
It was quick.
Yes, sir.
It was quick. But speaking of relationships, did you guys ever think if Carmen Sandiego and Waldo ever got together, question, would their offspring just be completely invisible?
Could be a small island somewhere in the Bahamas and nobody knows about it. Could actually be a thing once again.
Why do we park in a driveway and drive in a parkway?
That's a good question.
Why do we say heads up when we actually duck?
Do it. Well, why was a BlackBerry ever called a BlackBerry? I mean, there's a lot of them.
Yes. Why do we call it a building when it's already been built?
True.
That's
No, that's good. Really, that's great.
That's why I also like escalators, Jamie, because an escalator can never break. It can only become stairs. There would never be an escalator temporarily out of order sign. Only an escalator temporarily stairs. That's it. What's the worst? You get some exercise. You walk up the escalator. Big deal.
True. I hate to do this, but there have been some tragic escalator breaking incidences where it goes under. So you have to. You might not be able to do that one.
Have you guys ever been annoyed by the people who the escalator becomes almost like two lanes? There are those who want to like walk up, and those who
you
just
stand to the right, so you walk to the left, especially in an airport etiquette. Stand to the right, so walk to the left. So a plane to catch, or somebody else might have a plane to catch. Get out of their way. Stand to the right, so walk to the left. It makes me mad every time I'm in an airport because I know how to behave. Airport.
That's on the walkway. On the escalator, a woman is
everywhere. Stand to the right, walk to the left.
She can't. No, I completely. We disagree on this one.
It's nothing to disagree about.
It is.
Stand to the right, walk.
Jamie, help.
Jamie,
Avi, help.
back me up. Stand to the right.
Jamie, have you experienced that?
Not if you're carrying something heavy.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. If you're trying to get from one connection to another, I mean, once again, here it is. It's laid out clear. It's not hard, right? It's only a couple sentences, and somebody looks at it and goes, that doesn't apply to me. Whatever it is. So they're like, oh, Yeah, I think it makes total sense. Absolutely.
Well, then Jamie, then I now agree because of Jamie.
But Eric's right though. There's a lot of airport etiquette. I feel like you should only use one notch when you're like on the actual plane and leaning back.
No, yeah. Double notch. That's
the double notchers. But there should be a conversation about this. Shouldn't the person at least kind of like huddle like a football team and say, "Hey, listen, I'm gonna lean back. I just want to know what your pain threshold is. Do you have good knees? Are your knees okay?" And then it could be a dialogue.
That brings up on my last trip.
Yes.
Where's it coming from?
You mean when you're in Kazakhstan, Croatia, and then finally Saint Tropez?
My last trip from Saint Tropez, I heard a conversation about if you put your chair back this far, I can see the TV great, but if you go this far, I can't see the TV very well. And they agreed on how to do it with each other. It was so civilized. But airplanes should learn how to put that stuff so they don't have to have that conversation.
Yes.
It was a cool conversation, and I really respected both of them for an agreement.
Airlines don't want passengers anymore. They treat us like we're really in the way.
That's so true. Do you guys have a because you've traveled the world many a times? Are there still bucket list places you guys would like to see that you haven't seen yet, Eric and Eliza?
I don't know. I don't think so. It's weird. I think for like education and food, it's Rome, but for privacy, it's Cape Breton, Nova Scotia.
But he means places you haven't seen.
Oh, places I haven't.
Bucket list, yeah.
But I've seen everywhere.
I think, you know what, seeing it through our kids' eyes, that's the fun part.
Yeah,
so really anywhere cool that has anything to offer, just any place we haven't had a chance to bring the kids yet, and now we got grandkids. So
God bless them.
Yeah, it's all about that now. If our kids will let us take the grandkids. So if you would campaign for that, we'd really appreciate it.
I'd love to.
Okay.
Jamie, what about you? Are there bucket list locations, places that you'd like to see? Greece. We know Greece is one of them.
Greece is one of them. I'd like to go back, honestly. Venice, Italy. It was the most beautiful place I've ever been before in my life. It was fascinating, and I'm going to take my wife there. And that's probably the neatest place I'd ever been, and there's still some other things I'd like to do there.
So you have been to Venice, Italy?
I have been to Venice, Italy. I don't know that there's any place. I thought maybe Indonesia, Java, Indonesia. A long time ago, there was an instructor there that I was following, and I always wanted to go. He's no longer with us, so maybe I'll go there someday.
So here's what I want to show you. You brought up Venice, Italy. Mm-hmm. This is something I'm going to try to pull up over here, guys, in real time. I actually got this online. I don't like to do my shopping online usually, but this is a 1676 rare first edition. As I pull this thing up here. And it is a 1676 rare first edition of the history of the government of Venice.
Wow.
It's extremely rare. Yeah. And
what language is it in?
It is in
Italian.
Probably.
Oh, or no.
Latin.
It is in Latin.
Latin. Wow.
It is in Latin. Yeah.
Wow.
I got those books behind it. Is that your book? Is that your place?
No, I wish. I wish.
That's where this came from.
Yeah, that's where it came from. Sure, it's. But I got to tell you, there's something to be said about being able to hold up a dusty, rusty book, and it's yours, and you can control when you're turning the pages. I love that.
Agree.
Yeah, he feels.
I wish. Guys, thank you for your time. You did 2 topics. We got to know each other really well. I really do appreciate this. I do have to ask you both a question here. This is something I call more underrated. More underrated. What do you guys think is more underrated of the following? More underrated. Hole-in-the-wall coffee shops, restaurants named Food and Stuff, or diners that are simply named Eats?
Okay, wait. You have to. Okay, coffee shops, hole-in-the-wall coffee shops, diners that say Eat, and what was the other one?
Restaurants named Food and Stuff.
Okay, go ahead, guys.
What's more underrated? What do you think? What would you walk into if you see that sign? Eats, Food and Stuff, or just a hole-in-the-wall coffee shop? Of those 3.
Of those 3 things?
Yeah.
I go Eat.
Eats?
Yeah, I go Eat.
What about you, Jamie?
The whole idea of and stuff But once again, I don't know what it is. Eats is almost the same thing. But as soon as they said, well, and stuff, I'd be in. I mean, what kind of stuff? I like stuff.
Right.
I would choose eats.
What about you?
I would choose eats if the neon sign of the word eats didn't contain the letter S.
I would do the hole in the wall coffee shop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, well, you're a New Yorker.
Yeah.
Oh, which part of New York?
Manhattan, 20 West 86th Street.
Oh, that's great. I grew up in Queens, New York. Jamie lived there for a while as well.
Flushing, my grandparents, Flushing. I just
Not
found
far,
out.
Forest Hills. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Forest Hills. My dad took us as little tiny girls to see the Beatles at Forest. And then we went to California at the Hollywood Bowl. What a dad.
So you went to see the Beatles. I got to ask you, Eliza and Eric and Jamie, I'm sorry, I'm very inquisitive. What was the most fun you've ever had at a concert before, and who did you see?
You kind of look like a combination of John Lennon and Paul McCartney, Avi.
Oh, thank you. I love that. I love that answer.
The most fun I've ever had a concert was a concert by Keaton Simon.
With my kid. But he's right. He's touring with Brett Young right now. But I must say, we've seen a lot of concerts. Rolling Stones, like I said, Beatles and everything. Keaton's concerts are super exciting and beautiful. Look at Jimmy's like spoken by like true parents. That's what
No, I think that's pretty neat. I wish I could have been able to experience.
I have to see this guy and go, wow, those parents
Yeah,
are
look
right.
on YouTube.
Wow. What about you, Jamie? What was the coolest concert experience you had?
The first or the second Lollapalooza.
Oh, yeah.
Out of the middle of nowhere, in the middle of the Midwest, an Ice Cube comes out.
Sure.
And it's like, that was like when all of a sudden, one of these things is not like the other. One of these things just doesn't fit. They didn't tour. That was one of the, and just to look on people's faces, one song in, like, oh, what? He said what? And then up dancing. Everybody was up dancing. It was just amazing.
That's very cool. That's so cool. For me, it was Elvis Costello. Love watching him.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Genius. A couple of more guys, and we are out of here. More underrated and why? More underappreciated or more underrated? We have, of the following three, what do you think is the most underrated? Sauerkraut, Henry Kissinger's deep, soothing voice, or dogs wearing sweaters?
What's more underrated? Sauerkraut.
Sauerkraut.
But you don't like sauerkraut.
That's why it's underrated.
No. I'm sorry. This is like the Newlywed Show. Go ahead.
No, I love it. I love Jamie, your thoughts?
Well, I mean, I don't like sauerkraut either, but I've had it. And I mean, I've never heard his voice. So, I mean, I guess that's probably underrated for some reason. I'm going to Google that. I don't know what's going to come up later in my life. Hey.
And the final one, more underrated and why? Cottage cheese, Italian man named Skippy, or VHS tapes?
Italian man named Skippy.
Yes. There has to be one.
VHS tapes, they were so good. It's like,
Love them.
why did we have to not have them anymore?
Oh,
They're-
gosh. And the artwork. Do you remember the artwork on the VHS tapes? They were amazing.
Yes, everything. Jamie needs a turn.
Jamie?
I'm going VHS tape, okay?
VHS.
Going to Blockbuster, that was my teeny years going in, and sometimes you're like, I saw this picture, and then after 2 hours, you're like, I have no idea how the hell they picked that picture, right? And none of that happened, but it was a good movie anyway.
I love that. I love that. I'm going to ask a final question, you guys, and then I'll bid you adieu. Thank you for your time. This sounds maybe, again, a little sappy, but it's something I'd like to know. I love people. Jamie, Eliza, and Eric, what does your joy look like today? What does it look like?
Joy, Joy.
Yes, sir.
Looks like this.
Oh,
I love that.
Mine looks like a little pint-sized 19-month-old girl with super curly red curls and her 5-year-old sister.
Magnolia in Georgia.
Yeah, that's our, oh my God.
God bless them. Can we shout them out? Is that okay?
Yes, you may.
Sure. Their names?
Magnolia in Georgia.
Magnolia Windsor Simons and Georgia Windsor Simons.
Beautiful names. May they always find joy and happiness and health. Magnolia and Georgia. Jamie, what does your joy look like today, my friend?
I have the life that I always wanted, but I didn't know I needed.
Wow.
And the way that I get to see some of my students leave. Sometimes maybe, you know, they've been bullied and 45 minutes later, sometimes they, whatever, maybe took me down, they leave and they're like, all right, they walk in like this and they leave like, all right, Sifu, I'll see you later. And I know that carries over into other elements of their life. I get to do it every day. So, yeah.
Beautiful. That's beautiful, man.
That's
Yep.
Anything you guys would like to say to one another, feel free. Jamie, Eric, Eliza, Eric, Jamie, feel free.
The Beatles said it best. All you need is love.
I love that.
Jamie, it's so great that this brought us together, because who knew? And to think of little you watching Best of the Best. They just showed some clips of Eric from Best of the Best on Cobra Kai that Keaton does a lot of music for. It's all, and we got a lot of that feedback of how much it means to people. But look what you are. You know, what Eric did, that was fake. Okay. I mean, it was good. He worked really hard, the sticks and the nunchucks and whatever. But it's not what you do. And so it's really, that's so cool. Avi, you brought us together.
I'm happy. I really am. And I'll tell you why. Eric, you know, you're a martial art expert as well. And it's through your art that, you know, Jamie became one of the best instructors in the country. You guys can visit www.affinitymartialarts.com to check out more of Jamie's great work. And I'm sure we'll see each other again. Hopefully we'll be able to break bread one day. Jamie, I'm going to put you backstage for a second, my friend.
Thank you.
Eric and Eliza, what a joy. My question, did you guys have a nice time?
Such a nice time. Like you said, conversation.
No
I mean,
fun.
considering that I don't believe in competition at all, and it feels a lot of times tongue-tied with later he'll be like, oh, I wanted to say this, I wanted to say that. But you make it so, I mean, it's just, it's like a journey.
You're a lovely, calm host. Thank you, brother.
It was really great.
It means a lot to me. Thank you.
Yeah.
It was great to have Jamie. That was a really good pairing.
And Jamie's cool, man.
He's awesome.
Yeah, great.
He's so cool.
We're here.
I got to tell you guys again, I'm looking forward to one day breaking bread, and I will wish you the best. I know you guys have a lot going on. I'll be talking to you soon as well about some stuff behind the scenes. Thank you for joining us tonight. You guys are awesome. Class personified.
Peace out.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Eric and Eliza, Jamie, Class X.
That was wonderful. That was absolutely wonderful.
Do I owe myself a little bit of a little trail mix snack? I try to not eat a lot of sugar, but
I would say, a little trail mix. That's, you need to put a little something in, right?
You deserve to put something in because you put so much out. You put so much out, brother, and you're a great example of someone who can be so very open and vulnerable in a way that inspires other people, and they realize they could do the same if they let go. You know, you told me something yesterday, which I'm not going to bring up in detail, but you didn't say it in these words. But essentially, you were saying, "Let it go. You know your heart. You know who you are. Just let it go. Let it go. Let anything that prohibits you from moving forward and living a very positive life, anything aside from that is not worth harping on." And you subscribe to that, man.
I do. Absolutely. And still, I've got to give myself a pep talk, have some trail mix every once in a while, because it's hard to let it go. But what good does it do to take it all with us? It definitely slows us down, and we can't do the things that we're supposed to do. And maybe that's just the rub. Let me tell you, I really appreciate being here today. And
we're going to find out soon, my friend, who's moved on. But at the end of the day, I say welcome back, but I also like to weigh my words. So when I say welcome back to you, you've never left. And I mean that because you never stop rooting for TKN. You never stop rooting for the good in humanity. You've never stopped doing that, dude. And I think we can both agree that what the tournament is now, as opposed to what it was when it began, is something that resonates more with both of us, right?
Absolutely. I've always enjoyed my time on the green room and learned a lot, and it was great. But the time I just had, it's amazing, and it speaks to me. And I appreciate being involved. And, you know, it's not in me to hate, okay?
No.
So it's not in me. And
Jamie, it's not in me too, brother. Trust me.
What? Honestly,
it's in me to hurt, though.
You're well, of course, but it's if you're too busy, we can't take those things with us.
No, that's right.
Right, and then when all of a sudden something else brings us down, we think that it's we're going to blame it on this thing, but it's the 10 other things we still have in the bag, right? And I always wanted TKN to do well. You know that from the very beginning, and I had a great time tonight, and I really appreciate you.
Likewise.
Yes.
But you're not out of here yet because we're going to talk about Affinity right now. Guys and gals, affinitymartialarts.com. I have to tell you this right off the bat. Jamie was part of a series that he helped become a big part of my life. It was called the Lake Series. Number 8, Mr. Jamie. We might revisit that one day. Number 8 might be back. You never know. What happened to number 8? Nobody knows what happened to him after that. The climax of that scene with Pinocchio Joe. But guys and gals, you're looking at the storyteller here who portrayed number 8. You're looking at a guy who loves the craft of storytelling so much. Loves it. To the point where when we were transitioning and doing other things, Jamie's like, let's tell stories because you, my friend, are a very soulful person. But when it comes to teaching your students, you're also teaching, and I say this because I brag about you, so I'm entitled to do that. You also teach a lot of experts. You teach a lot of those who've devoted their life to martial arts. You're teaching instructors, you're teaching students, you're teaching kids, you're teaching adults. You're teaching. That's the point. Mm-hmm. Anybody, Jamie, that visits this site and anybody that wants to essentially take this in, and maybe soon, you never know, maybe soon we'll be able to do it virtually so people from Chicago or Atlanta, Georgia or Jersey virtually can take those classes. And maybe Jamie can have, who knows, one of these days an instruction that's tailor-made for a virtual audience in the dojo, right? TKN.
Could happen.
And you guys can check out those episodes still on the site. But that's all someone has to do, right? All someone has to do is check out your work and realize that they could do it.
Absolutely. All I know is that if I can do it, somebody else can do it. I was never athletic as a kid. I was overweight. Didn't do very well in gym class. I had asthma, all those different things. And by showing up and doing my best and trying to get along with people, I've been able to train with who I feel is the world's best and learn so much more than martial art. And it means a great deal that I get to share that experience.
You value the human experience a lot.
I do. I think if you really want to get to know a person, ask them about their formidable moments.
Or their mother-in-law.
That kind of comes in the formidable moments there. You know what I mean? And it kind of goes in different, but it just depends. But yeah, I hate to say make a difference, right? But I love to make a difference and to see people grow in their own way, and that helps me to grow.
Pull this up over here, guys. I want you all to see it. This is Affinity Martial Arts. I love this site. Check this out. This is right here. There is Mr. Jamie looking very svelte. God, you're flexible. That's incredible. I don't know if I could ever do that. That's awesome. And the Affinity Way, guys. A cool little video here. 23. I'm going to play this if you don't mind. Video.
Yeah, absolutely. No, go ahead and play that.
Third Heaven Martial Arts, and I've been a professional martial arts instructor for almost 30 years. I've known Mr. Jamie Sparling for a very long time now, and he's been an influential part of my martial arts journey. If you're looking for world-class martial arts instruction, I highly recommend Affinity Martial Arts.
Wow.
It's one of my instructors and friends.
Wow.
And I got my black belt from Justin Morris in mixed martial arts. And it's funny because at the time I was teaching children, and we didn't have arts in what we do because we're mixing Southeast Asian martial arts, Chinese martial arts, and all these different things. We just didn't have belts. And he said to me, when you teach children, you're not going to wear a black belt. And I said, well, I didn't earn one. I have certificates, right? And it's just different. And he said, well, those are basically your black belt. And I said, well, give me your curriculum, and if I can make it through it, that's how I got my black belt.
Isn't that something?
And then we became quite close, and I was able to add some weaponry and some things and help him. And he was, I think, the third person in Wisconsin to get a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt. So,
and you were a big part of that journey.
Well, he's been a big part of mine, yeah. But we've been big
wow. I want to read this here, guys, Jamie, because I get goosebumps. You guys can see them here, but I got a bunch of them because I knew Mr. Sparling when he was a young man in college, and I was a younger man, not by much, but a little bit younger. But I knew this man 25 years ago, and he was as passionate about martial arts. And so I'm reading this. Of course, I'm going to be touched. It's my goal to provide, as Jamie says here, as instructor, it's my goal to provide my students with a tailor-made, individualized personal experience that will foster growth in mind, body, and spirit for years to come. That is really, really cool. There's some classes here, guys, some amazing Little Dragons, age 6 to 12. If you're younger, no problem. Little Dragons teaches self-esteem through global awareness and self-defense, linking the martial arts systems that we offer through the similarities and differences students learn to look at the world with a larger worldview. Yeah.
Well, I'm sorry to interrupt. Where it says Kali for coordination.
Yeah.
There, sir. That gentleman there has been with me for 8 years, and his name is Ralph Cronenwetter. He developed Parkinson's right before he started doing martial arts. And there were some studies that this could help him. And he has been doing it through COVID and through everything for 8 years. And he is my hero. And I wanted to give Ralph Cronenwetter a shout out.
Ralph.
Yes.
Awesome, man. Keep going. And you're in so, I don't have to tell you this, Ralph, but you're in great hands with Jamie. Kali for coordination. Experience the Filipino martial art of Kali in this unique 45-minute class. You'll cultivate rhythm, balance, and mobility, in addition to hand-eye coordination within movement patterns using padded sticks. We have AIM, Affinity Integrated Martial Arts, which is a program that mixes the fundamental concepts of the 3 core martial arts taught at Affinity, Jeet Kune Do, Kali, and Silat. Am I pronouncing it right?
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
And then there's ladies kickboxing, which is really awesome. Join our ladies kickboxing class at Affinity Martial Arts. It's designed specifically for women. This empowering class combines cardio, strength training, and kickboxing techniques to help you get fit, build confidence, and have fun. Guys, yeah, achieve your goals. There are the times again. I will continue plugging Affinity throughout the month of August. These prices are incredible. You can't beat these. I know because I took Shotokan Karate for about 8 years. And in the 90s, the prices were way more than what we're seeing here. So you guys are definitely affordable. There's no doubt. This is a great website, guys. You can spend a long time checking this website out. You know, home, you can see your instructor and learn more about Mr. Sparling, Mastering Martial Arts with Jamie Sparling. You could see he began his journey in 93 under the tutelage of Steve Fristo in Kali Filipino Martial Arts.
Yes, sir.
In 94, he trained with Dan Inosanto, earning senior associate instructorship in Filipino martial arts and Jun Fan Jeet Kune Do, along with a level 2 certification in Maja Pahit Silat. Jamie also holds a black belt in Third Heaven Martial Arts under Justin Morris, and for over a decade, he's owned and operated Affinity Martial Arts, sharing his extensive knowledge and passion with his students. And guys, if you think this is just a mere plug, no. I know Jamie, and I can tell you, the Jamie you're seeing here on screen is the Jamie that you would communicate with in person. He cares. He does care about you, and he does care about doing things in such a way that is rare because it's kind and it's honest and it's truthful, and that's what you get out of an instructor right here to my right. And you might also get a second rounder because now it's voting time, guys and gals. Now the floor belongs to our judges.
It's voting time. Yes, it is voting time. And for my first vote, I would like to before this, let y'all know that they are currently tied at 12 votes apiece. So that means also welcome in Dylan. Fantastic to have you in. Welcome, welcome, welcome. This is voting time, which means that whatever happens, these gentlemen will get voted in or not. If one gets more than the other, one of them advances, one does not. But if both advance with a tie, both can advance. There is no advancing in round 2, which is going to happen at the end of this month. I want to put that out there just so everyone knows. So that will begin. Also, with that, just letting everyone know, reminding you to all vote. Type your votes in the comment section now. And for me personally, for this one, I'm going to vote for Mr. Eric Roberts. I loved the topics that we had in this one specifically, but I thought that he made a few more insights and points that, combined with the world knowledge, gave me more perspective to him as a person with this, because of how much like it took from that, how much that it actually reflected. And I'm also, again, glad to, since I voted, I want to put out there that I'm glad to see Jamie in, and that was a fantastic segment that we had. And now I'm going to kick it to Mr. 1, Howard Collada. Howard, voting time.
Again, another amazing topic, which really just opened up so many different, so many different places that they actually went. Jamie and Eric Roberts. Again, guys, just keep on throwing in your votes, guys. Keep on throwing in your votes, guys. And again, for tonight and for only the second chance bowl match, in case of a tie, both competitors will advance. However, in round 2, ladies and gentlemen, the stakes are high because there are no ties. All right, round 2, which begins at the end of this month. So again, really great topic, right? The topic question was, if I'm not mistaken, how does individual freedom contribute to or detract from universal harmony? Again, an amazing question proposed by Avi Klein. I really appreciate how Jamie brought up, eventually it depends on how it's used. Right? How that freedom is used. What's the purpose? What's your intention? And he also kind of added, another layer to it, which was, unresolved trauma can sometimes influence, that freedom in a very destructive way. Mr. Eric Roberts kind of kept it really simple. And he said, if you want to save anyone, first and foremost, you have to save yourself. And that speaks to me because another school of thought is, put the gas mask on yourself first and foremost before you save anyone, right? And there's something about that that's pretty powerful. It's about, making sure in a way your own house is clean, right? Making sure there's order and there's stability within your own being, and that definitely speaks to me. But this time around, I'm going to give it to Jamie, really because he kind of tied into how personal trauma can sometimes affect how we use that freedom. So my vote goes to Jamie. And again, guys, keep on throwing in your votes. Keep on throwing them in. And I'm going to kick it off to Giselle. And guys, I want you to keep this in mind. If you thought this was something, right? This amazing matchup, there is a ton left in this show, guys. There's so much more content. So do not go anywhere. Stay in your seats. Trust me. You will not be sorry. And guys, comment anything that comes to your mind, any thoughts, any feelings, any questions. We love questions here at TKN. Throw them in there, guys, okay? Because that's how we thrive. That's how we get the heart and the mind and the blood pumping, right? Questions, comments, and comments. So with all that said, I would love to throw it to Giselle.
Thank you, Howard. I am happy to be back here for topic number 2. If you haven't gotten your vote in, if you have not typed it in that comment section yet here on our YouTube channel, www.youtube.com/@thenewNetwork, go ahead and do that now. Hey, while you're there, if you haven't already, subscribe and like and check out our other videos, but definitely subscribe. That's really going to help us out a lot. We love that. We have more show to come after this, so stay tuned after the match, after all the votes are tallied, and we find out who is advancing to round number 2. We have so much more to come. You'll see the green rumors. We have some nice video packages. We have Dell time. We might have from the archives. You never know what you're going to see and what you're going to get, but whatever it is amazing and positive, and that's why we are all here. Did you hear that conversation based off this one question? And they both answered so simply. I think I would have I would have made it way more complicated than both Jamie and Mr. Roberts did, because it's so deep. And Avi's right. It's this thought-provoking question that needs to be out there and put into the world, and I'm sure we all have our own answers. And it's also really important to get your votes in, because there are no ties in round 2. Should a tie happen in round 2, the tiebreaker, it will be broken by one of you, the engine that makes this thing go. Your names will all be put into a bowl, and should there be a tie, Avi will pull that out, and you will break the tie. So that is a huge responsibility. We could tie tonight. We're neck and neck. We're at 15 apiece. It's going to be tough. We see your comments coming in. We see your votes coming in. Keep them coming. If you haven't done so already, get them in there. And now I have the difficult job of voting on topic 2 and this fantastic and enlightening question. Okay. Here we go. To Jamie's points of it's all in how we use it. I think a lot of us have seen that very recently. We've seen both sides of this coin, and a lot of us think we are correct in our assessment, and it can be very difficult to understand the other side. One side thinks you're helping society, one side thinks you're harming, and vice versa as to what that is. Pretty sure you can all figure out what I'm referring to. It's a fairly recent event. And yeah, that's a huge responsibility, and it is all in how you look at it. But what does more harm? What does more good? And then Mr. Roberts, very simply, with his favorite quote, with the lyrics from the song, if you're going to save someone, it might as well be yourself. And much like Howard, how can you save someone else, or how can you even be prepared to save someone else if you can't save yourself, whether that's an internal or an external struggle that you're working on? So for topic number 2, my vote is going to Mr. Roberts. I know, really difficult. I'm still breathing. I'm not sure. We are tallying the votes in the back. I'm going to have Howard and Joe join me here on screen right now as those final votes come trickling in. We see them. Stay tuned, because we've got more show to come. Immediately following this, we will let you know who won. We will let you know who has advanced to round number 2. All I can tell you right now is that it is close. It's so close.
Wow.
Current score.
Yeah.
Mr. Eric Roberts, 18. Mr. Jamie Sparling, 15. That is how close it is.
Wow. Holy cow.
The difference between one live judge's vote. So if you have not voted yet, you have a few more seconds to type that in. 18 to 15. Do you want to see? Sivian, thank you for joining us, voting for Jamie. Jamie is currently at 16. Can he do it? Can he make that attack for that tie? Do you want to see as many people as possible in round number 2? Because once round number 2 begins, there are no more chances. We may have some of those 11th hour matches, but that stipulation applies that if an 11th hour match takes place, after the Second Chance Bowl concludes, possibly during round 2, if someone is eliminated from that match, they do not get a second chance. They are done. So this might be the last opportunity for some to be here. So the Second Chance Bowl
next Saturday.
Yeah. And our final Second Chance Bowl match is next Saturday. We will have Lenny Wilkens, 3-time Hall of Famer, Olympic gold medalist, as a coach the dream team.
As a coach.
Yep. Very appropriate.
Yeah.
Versus another mystery opponent.
Ooh.
I know.
Who could it be? You know, my favorite part of what we do is the unpredictability of it, right? Tonight we had I mean, we all had our guesses, right? Think about that. I don't know who your guesses were, but I was thinking, maybe Michael Gross, possibly a riff on the word gross, but we just never know.
We
right?
don't.
And it was, Jamie Affinity.
But the clues always make sense in the end.
Yes, they do. Definitely, they do.
Joe, do you recall a favorite clue that turned out to be someone you had no idea who it would be? Or
I did. For me, it was I'm trying to think exactly how specifically. It was in regards to one of the video sets that we had a while ago. It was someone with a 90s storyteller, and I got really excited. And then turns out it was Jamie Kennedy. Actually, was the hint that I loved, and oh my goodness, worth it! It's worth it every time when you hear Avi say there's like these hints. I love it. So
even more mysteries. I love it. Yeah, no more second chances after this concludes next weekend with Lenny Wilkens and a mystery opponents. Engine viewers, fans, we will find out momentarily if Jamie or Eric advance, as we will count their votes on screen. But first, we celebrated 200 consecutive live episodes in person last week. 119 luminaries love this place as well.
Avi Klein, my friend, I cannot believe that you have produced so many episodes of your now classic program. I'm so proud to be a little part of it and to have had you challenge me and get me to kind of stretch my thinking a little bit to be part of your network. You are a true inspiration, and the work that you do is unparalleled. The people that you've brought together, the minds that you've brought together, the opinions, the different ways of looking at things through different perspectives. You're a class act, and I am glad to help you celebrate 200 episodes. Amazing work, my friend, and I wish you many, many, many more. Magnum TA, little straight talk with the boss. See you on the next go round.
Wow, just amazing. And guys, I'm just gonna share this with you. You know, Avi had this amazing idea of reaching out to the luminaries, and again, within sometimes minutes, these luminaries were responding back with these videos, or just saying, "Heck yeah, I'll send it." You know, at this particular time. But again, it's a testament to, what Avi has been creating, and also as an ensemble, what we all been bringing to this table. So I just want to share that, and we hear it here. I mean, look what Magnum TA was talking about, just having all these amazing minds kind of coming to the table, and we saw it tonight.
We did. Yeah. We saw many of these videos last week. We saw some on Wednesday on the Black Box, especially right before David Tank Abbott was introduced as our special guest with only 15 minutes.
Yo, Avi, Tank Abbott here. Congratulations on number 200 and running. Right on, brother. Keep it going.
There he is. Short, sweet, to the point, effective.
Oh, yeah.
He came on the Black Box with 15 minutes notice, and we have a special guest lined up for this week's Black Box as well. So if you're not watching the Black Box on Wednesday nights, definitely tune in there. We did a little bit of a test run on Wednesday with having the black box on the YouTube channel that you are currently on, watching the Green Room tonight and every Saturday at 8 p.m. Eastern. Again, that is www.youtube.com/@the-new-network. Go ahead and spread that around, share it. So easy to share the channel with everyone. All you have to do is go to your phone, open the YouTube app, go to our channel, hit that share button, and it will text straight to your friends and family and everyone you know. So we saw.
Congratulations, Avi. Congratulations, Avi, on your 200 episode. 200 episode of the Celebrity Green Room. Wow, that's amazing. Keep on moving it, my brother. Keep on moving it. Avi likes to move it, move it. Avi likes to move it, move it. Avi likes to move it, move it. You like to move it. Wow, I am the mad stuntman from Real to Real, original singer and songwriter for the song I Like to Move It, Move It. But 200 episode? Wow, congratulations. Mad Stuntman says so. Move it. Keep on moving it.
Okay, you know we wouldn't get a Mad Stuntman video without some move it, move it.
I
think we need to all sing that together now.
Oh, you have to. We
Starting with Avi.
Yeah, Avi likes to move it.
Move it, move it. Avi likes to move it, move it. Avi likes to move it, move it.
He likes to
move it. That is exactly what we are doing here with the New Network and the Green Room and all of our talk shows. We are moving the boundaries of what it means to have intellectual.
This is the hardcore legend Mick Foley, 3-time WWE champion, sending out my congratulations to my man Avi for his 200th weekly podcast. I was on one of them. I'll be back on soon. Oh yeah, Avi, I will talk to you soon, my man, and may all your days be nice.
I also just want to point out that these guys are busy, right? So they're stopping what they're doing again to record these, really awesome, videos and sending it to them. And again, it's about what we've been doing. It's about a testament to what, Avi's been creating, and hearing that joy and that love that they have for what we're doing. It inspires me, and it's very motivating. And Mick Foley is definitely a contender coming back.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, we will see him again in round 2, which is starting soon. Second Chance Bowl ends next week with Lenny. We may have an 11th hour match coming up very soon, and you never know where that will appear, either on the Black Box or the Green Room, perhaps even on one of our talk shows.
Maybe, and they're not doing this for money. They are doing this purely because they want to, and it is for the pride and the prize. This thing is hot right now, and they love it. We love it. You all love it, and we are excited to see it all happen in real time.
Yeah, just to add to that, Joe, and me and Avi talk about this all the time, that, these guys have been, in their industry, they've been around, they've been exposed to many different experiences, good and bad. And I think they immediately know what speaks to them when it's true and honest, right? And it's genuine. And, what we're doing here has a lot of heart, has a lot of spirit, and they see that and they sense it. And that's why they're like, yeah, whatever you guys are doing, yes, I want that, because they've been around, right? They've seen a lot of good and bad, and it's really awesome to take in.
It absolutely is. And you know what else is awesome to take in? The tallying of tonight's Second Chance Bowl match with Eric Roberts and Jamie. We welcomed Jamie back to the Green Room this evening. When we left our votes, Eric Roberts had 18. Jamie had 16. Did we see any more come in while we were watching those amazingly wonderful videos? Katie A, my vote is for Jamie Sparling! Thank you, Katie A, for watching and voting. Jamie is now at 17. Woo!
Yeah. 1 point. 1 point.
Where we make it official.
Oh my God.
Ooh, yes, Chad, you did a close one. Still my vote is for Eric. Ooh, did we get that one already? Is that a new one? Are we just pulling that back up to see how?
Nope, it's new.
This is a new one from Phil.
New.
19.
Eric 19, Jamie 17. Michelle Gates, thank you for joining us. Jamie for topic 2. Okay, we are back to a 1-point differential here with Mr. Roberts at 19 and Jamie.
It is. No, it's true. Kelly, I feel it.
It is difficult.
We often talk about how we can.
What I liked about tonight, and I put it in the comments, it was kind of like it was the equivalent of jazz, like intellectual, spiritual, emotional jazz. You know. Oh, DJ Solo, we got to vote. We got to vote. Going to Derek.
Ooh, wait, 20-18. Jamie's back down by 2. Lee Feathers. Sir Eric gets my vote. Another one for Eric Roberts. Eric's at 21. We've got a few more coming in. We will pull them up on screen. Lester Cook voting Jamie this time. Thank you, Lester. Thanks for joining us over here on YouTube land. Lester has been an amazing viewer from the beginning. He's been with us a long time. We love having you here every Saturday. Scott the Snake, my brother Jamie.
Hey.
All right. Naomi, I vote for Eric for topic 2.
Ooh,
Eric's at 22. Jamie's at 19.
19. Can you feel the drum roll here?
Chad is going with Jamie on topic 2. Thank you for voting, Chad. We love having you here every week too. Can't wait for the return of your top 10. Your lists are awesome and a huge part of this. 22-20. Eric is up. Radio Quahog, I have to vote for Jamie for topic 2. That was an amazing matchup and amazing topics. And those answers, wow. Both of them did such a great job.
Wow.
We are back to a 1-point lead for Mr. Roberts, 22-21. This is going
back and forth. Yeah, back and forth.
I don't know what's going to happen with it.
Oh,
there we go.
There
we go.
That is the tying vote, Fat Dog 2 Man. Topic 2 for Jamie. That is the tying vote. We are at 22 all, but is there more to come? We're getting news from the back that there is more to come. So what is going to happen? Are we going to stay tied? Is one of them going to have a very narrow lead? We saw so many round 1 matches and be won by a singular point. And that is why we had to open up this second chance bowl match. Howard, who have you been most excited has received that second chance?
Oh, man. Scott. I love Scott's matchup. He really brought in, and again, really close match with Pete Babcock. I mean, that went head to head. But when he came back, and you hosted that show and you did it amazingly. Just hearing his insight and his thoughts and his graciousness, that was really something that I really enjoyed. I think he quoted Dostoevsky, "Beauty will save the world." And I love that quote. I was like, oh, Scott. Yeah. So, yeah, for me, it was definitely Scott. I'll throw it back to Joe. Who was that for you, Joe, in second place?
That, honestly, right now, the only other people I can think that were even close to that was, I would say Todd and Brian's match was pretty close as well. Yeah. We're constantly close. So, here we are where they've advanced, but still they had so many good points together, both from different backgrounds clearly, but I appreciated that both brought unique points of view that didn't take away from the others, but at the same time were able to alert the other as to why they felt that way, because a lot of people, they just say, well, I'm right because of these things, but they don't say that the reason someone is wrong isn't because of they're not well-founded in their knowledge, because everyone's well-founded in their knowledge. It's that they come from a place where they're not understanding. So instead of pushing them, each of them explained in a more open way how they could help rather. So that was my version.
Jamie and Eric are currently tied at 22 votes. Feel free to review and replay. Remember, round number 2 begins in a month, and there will be no ties, as over 100 second rounders attempt to make it to round number 3, where only 50 or so will remain.
Oh my God.
One more second chance bowl remaining next Saturday. Watch the outro video coming up to find out who. Ooh. Let's count this down. 22 currently. Howard, Joe.
All right, let's do it.
Are you ready? Woo!
Oh, we got a different countdown. I'm gonna go and start from 10, 11, 10, 9, 8,
7,
6, 5,
4, 3, 2,
1. Ladies and gentlemen, everyone, this evening,
This is official. We have a tie.
Awesomeness. Awesomeness.
Congratulations to Eric Roberts and to Jamie for advancing to round number 2 of the Celebrity Grand Tournament.
Oh my God! Again, neck to neck, just subjects that went so many different awesome places, and they both just really brought such a genuineness and insight to everything they were talking about and personal experience, right? And I think that combination is always just really riveting to kind of watch, right? When they bring personal anecdotes as well as, you know, some informed fact about something, right? What do you think, Giselle?
Absolutely. This was one of those matches that epitomized and began with the essence of competitive camaraderie. They were so gracious toward each other. We learned of this connection of how Jamie got into martial arts, and when he didn't have anything available, was watching Eric Roberts' films and it did it in such a way that it was, oh, I'm meeting someone I've looked up to and admired and learned so much from, but not overly zealous. And that was really, really amazing to see. And the camaraderie went back and forth. They both said they learned something from each other that night. So it was definitely one of my favorites. Joe?
I was reading what the ticker said below. Actually, it was
that did look interesting. I'm sure that's going to pop up any second now for us, because those tickers are providing with tons of information tonight.
Yes, and I think that's going to be something that's actually very vital to I love tonight, but there's something for that. So let's see what to read.
What did that say?
But
do you think this is
in the meantime,
Jamie.
Amazing moments with amazing people. Thank you. It is an honor to connect with Eric Roberts and his beautiful wife.
Excellent.
Yeah, I mean, it really became, again, a kind of a four-way conversation, right? Bobby and Eric and Jamie and Eliza, and she has this great tournament. Yeah, exactly. Can we have?
I'm making Eliza in this tournament solo.
Like, yeah, please,
right? But their relationship together, their mutual love and respect for each other. When he pulled her on screen, when Avi asked what his joy looked like today, and he said this, so simple, so beautiful. I hope and wish we all have that in our lives.
You get me mushy, you get me emotional, you get me teary. No, that was beautiful to watch. That connection that they have, and how they, I guess, essentially, right, a good partner brings out the best in you. And it's like that's what that was part of their connection. That was beautiful to kind of just witness. Right? Yeah, Joe, what do you think?
I honestly loved being able to hear from Jamie. It's been a long time since we've seen Jamie, so to be able to have like a connection again, and to be able to welcome him back in such a very special way that gave us this moment. That's just it's just something that shows really for TKN, like everything with this, like in terms of family, in terms of life. I love that. Yes, they've both advanced to round number 2 of the TKN Celebrity Tournament. Their names, along with my very own, as in Avi and us, and over 100 other luminaries and green roomers will find out who they will be facing in round number 2 on a special broadcast of the Green Room entitled The Second Round Reveal Show.
Ooh, I'm going to enjoy that one.
Well,
can you imagine the matchups? Sorry. Over 50 of us will be appearing live to find out in real time who we will be facing. Howard, take it away. Oh, my word.
Mark Henry, my friend. Will we face one another one more time?
Ooh.
Oh.
Is that a call out? Is that a wish?
Fighting words.
Hey, I don't
Is that
know.
a wish?
Incredible.
You never
Avi,
know.
do you want to face Mark Henry one more time? Do you want that to be solo? What if you draw his name, but you also draw it at number 3 or number 4? Do you want to go through that again?
Yeah, that's a good point.
Again, no ties in round 2. Okay. Eliza must beat us all. Farley.
I
Hey,
agree with that.
good to have you on.
Allison, thanks for joining us. Happy Saturday to you too.
Yeah, I know. We saw Mark and Avi. See, it's such an interesting. Yes, I said interesting. Complex.
Little inside green room joke, guys.
Yeah, it's a word I have an affinity for. It's such a complex and beautiful relationship that Mark and Avi have. Mark Henry being one of our, very first advocates of what we were doing, who was able to kind of see what we've been doing and say this needs to be on a bigger platform. We need to get more amazing people involved. But both are very competitive. Both are very intelligent, very sharp, very witty, and have beautiful hearts. So when we saw them go at it, we saw the power of the rebuttal. We saw the power of going in deep and nuance with their statements. So, man, I'll start a petition to see Mark and Avi go at it again. I'll start it. There you go. Giselle and Joe.
Beat him up basically for about 5 or 6 rounds. I thought it was easy. Then about the 6th round, he whispered in my ear after I'd hit him in the side, "That all you got, George?"
And never talk about who's gonna stop me. Well, ain't nobody gonna stop me. I must be the greatest. I shook up the world. I shook up the world.
Guys, at the end of the day, this tournament may be the backdrop. Yeah, you win 13 grand if you win it all. Yes, of course, you win a trip to 2 for Greece, 5 days, 5 nights. But at the end of the day, you get to learn about human beings. I know this sounds sappy, but it's about the human experience. Strangers become friends through this medium that otherwise might be cold. It's very warm in this place we call the Green Room.
Those are some amazing accomplishments. And what's even better is that as of broadcast time, we surpassed 65,000. We are at 65.2K subscribers. 65,200 people are saying they want to see what we do. How does that make you feel, Joe?
Yeah.
It makes me feel excited to be alive and know that, like, we're impacting this many people. There's 65.2K thousand people out there who are saying yes to TKN. It doesn't matter in a minor moment of inconvenience where things go down for a bit. It is still going. We are still going. This is so precious. Howard, what you feeling on this?
It's it's always it's always such a fun. Every time we see those videos, and then when they appear. It's a great problem to have. It's like we're always at like 100 or 200 above the number, and it's just always just awesome to me. But no, I think Giselle, you said it best. It's 65.2 thousand human beings saying, "Hey, I'm subscribing. Hey, I connect with what you guys are putting out." Not to get on my soapbox, but yeah, there's just a lot of there's a lot of negativity, a lot of darkness out there, and to be able to say at the end of the day, here's some positive content out there. Here's some questions we're asking. We don't know all the answers, but you know what? These are our thoughts, and we're able to hold space with two different opinions. Oh my God, what? Are you telling me that's possible? Yes, it is. And we do it here every Saturday night, and it's awesome. All right. So
yeah. And speaking of milestones, is there a greater milestone than hugging the people you love for the very first time?
Happy 200. It's so wonderful to see you all. I was in the comments earlier and I just got off work, and so help me. It's beautiful to see you all. You're going to very much enjoy the Black Box, and all the things exclusively that you see between Hauser and I, all going to go down at Black Box.
But Joe, what else is going to occur is the highly anticipated matchup, the aforementioned matchup between you and Hauser Orlock.
I changed my tone immediately because that is going to be the most serious match that we have coming up into the Black Box, into Green Room matches that are coming up. But it's something that you're going to have to wait for, because we are going to make sure to build this up properly. And
you stuck with this, and week in, week out, and always delivered. And I know the best is yet to come here with the new network, TKN.
Your 200th show. That's quite an accomplishment to be able to put that many shows together. I had the good fortune of being on a number of them with you. Look forward to more in the future.
But I have just learned so much from so many of Avi's hosts, and I just want to encourage you guys to invite everybody you know, because this is such a grassroots kind of movement.
Avi, congratulations on your 200th show. You continue to be a great inspiration to all of us with your creativity, your vision, and your drive to create such a wonderful network that focuses on a great diversity of life experiences.
And not only that, the magnetism part, where you steal their heart and you make them want to come back for more, and they walk away feeling like they're worth something, even in older age. That's the great part about you.
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? It's your boy J-Dub, aka the Icon. We're back again. Apparently, according to you, they know you out here in these streets, and I don't know. Like, I haven't. You guys know Howard Collado? You ever heard? No Howard Collado. You like excuse me, miss. You heard of Howard Collado? You know who Howard Collado is?
Who the hell is that?
See, exactly. Like, nobody knows you, Howard.
Okay, no, you want to know who I am? Just look in my eyes, bro. You find out who I am.
And I'm also just so excited to be in the second round of the celebrity tournament, which I know is starting up here very, very soon.
Wish you all the best. Looking forward to the competition that I'm involved in. That's going to be taking place again next month.
Congratulations. This is amazing. I'm still going to come and beat all of you. This has been an amazing experience. I cannot wait to get back in the race, get back in there and debate with some like-minded individuals.
Follow me. You're gonna tour of the Howard Collado crib. I'm gonna take you to the kitchen. Howard comes in here. He cooks us dinner. Barely. This is the trash. It resembles Howard in some way. Just kidding, Howard. You're not trash. Calcium edition. Trying to get this open, folks. There. Oh, it's not. This is a prop. It's not even real. It's not even real. You know what? It's real. I licked it. It's good. We got some iced tea. We got some whole milk. Some Angus roast beef. Take that. Yeah. Just like that. Just like that. And you hear from the background. It's good, folks.
You saw the kitchen earlier, and now we have the room where we all met and broke bread together for the first time. There's a lot of space here to welcome more and more friends when we have them, but we were nice and intimate and cozy on our section of the table. The anticipation, waiting for this moment where we could all finally embrace, wondering if it would ever come or if we would be stuck in the virtual world forever, but we did it. Yeah. We made it here, and the day finally came where we could all say in person, you are my brother, you are my sister. We are a family here. We are the TKN cast. We are the Green Roomers. It's another learning opportunity. Sharing our culture, sharing where we come from, sharing our paths, because ultimately those paths have brought us here, all together.
This is for Pete. Guys, as you can see, from Avi to Pete, look at the penmanship, huh? Guys, to know Pete is to know that he's a fan of something. He's a fan of.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
He's a fan of Star Trek.
Awesome.
We got some Spock socks. Some Spock socks, guys and gals. To Kelly White. You got to throw this. It's not like regular. So.
Oh, okay.
Here we go. What do we got?
Well, it could be a display if it's not the right side. It could be a display as well. Because I'm the Dungeon Master, that's why.
Nice.
Because he's the DM guy. Oh, fancy. Another box.
Well, first of all,
One box and he gets another.
the greatest gift for the best.
I didn't see that part. Well, give me that. That was for me. I'd walk through fire for you, brother. Well, not fire. That would be dangerous. But a superhuman room, but not too human because, you know, my hair. So, yeah, guys. This is a gift to Giselle, guys. What is it? Could it be a book? Probably.
No way.
Probably is. It's called Giselle and I, guys. It's called Giselle and I. Good title. It's a good title. I like the title. Giselle and I.
It's very fitting.
Very fitting.
We are here tonight, live on the 200th consecutive episodes. Woo! 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 200 episodes, baby! How you feeling?
I have a claymore. I feel pumped, Howard. Okay? I have a claymore.
Let's go see how Pete's doing.
Howard, I'm busy. I got important things to do. I don't have time for you. I'm sorry. I'm real sorry about this.
200 episode. I mean, how are we feeling, huh? Hello. Giselle, 200 Avi, I don't get it. It's our 200th episode. 200 episodes. I mean, come on. That should be something amazing, no? Happy 200th episode!
Yeah. Nice seeing you in person.
Yeah, hey.
Finally,
Nice to meet you, Pete.
Yeah, nice to meet you.
Yeah. Hey, Giselle. Hey, that's Kelly.
Hey, Howard. Good to meet you, man.
Hey.
Forgot Kelly there.
Yeah,
I'm here. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you.
This has been, 4 years in the making.
Oh, that's
4
right.
years in the making. Mr. Pete Sharpie started.
Fire down, fire more.
Wow. Yeah.
Here's a question, guys. Where is Avi? And
Hey, we have a full night of surprises in store, so who knows what's going to happen. But for now,
I think we're getting a clue on screen. You kind of got to hand it to Avi.
Yeah.
Because, he's
Trust me, it gets better from the here down. What makes sense out of this is that these are family members by choice. These are brothers and sisters that I choose to call my family by choice. And sometimes you can't really choose in life who your siblings are until you step outside yourself and realize that you can. You can decide who you're going to fight for, who's worthwhile. And just so you know as well, the support we have for each other's families, the wives who are unsung heroes, the kids, the parents, the people who really root and cheerlead for these green roomers and even luminaries, we appreciate you all as well. And we're always going to put you first because you guys matter. You guys matter.
Oh, man. Oh, watching that again, man. Got me in the feels. Got me in the
I was crying after number 9, so
Yeah.
It's good.
I mean, man, it was, 4 years in the making in terms of TKN, but 20 years in the making in terms of reuniting with Avi, and I've never had met Kelly or Pete. It was profound, beautifully profound. Giselle, you
You and I have worked together before, and we were lucky enough to be able to film some scenes together for the aforementioned Lake series, but it's still been about 2 years since we got together for that because the celebrity tournament has taken off. And Joe, we were so grateful you were able to join us virtually for the end there. But next time,
yeah,
you're gonna be live with us.
Yeah, I had an extra bed in my room, Joe. All right, I put your name there and spirit, but
2, 3, 4. Why can't? Why you can't? And I can't. Why you can't? And when we do. Fuck. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. It's just that. Look, this JW guy is in my head. All right, and I'm really getting pumped up about this tournament, but he's in my head and I can't focus, right? And I'm trying to make sure that I'm focused for this tournament, and look, the guy is trying to take over my show, the Howard Show, but the Howard Show is not just about Howard. It's about Bad Kitty, it's about Renee, it's about Bart, it's about Colin. Okay, and it's not that this guy is just so wait, hold on 1 second. It's not just about this guy he wants to kind of take over a mid 80s takeover, right? This guy wants to give it he's about numbers, all right? He's about rebranding, and we're not that. We're punk rock, right? We're about questioning the status quo, and this guy is not that. And I'm just look, if you guys have any suggestions of what to do, I don't know what to do.
Get over this JW dude, or get out of the fucking band. You're loco and cabezo.
I'm freaking opening up to you guys, and this is how you respond? I just want some suggestions. I just want a question. This is how you respond?
I don't even know what to say. Recorded that footage. Because, see, I thought that was a private moment between me and my freaking band. So that means that someone recorded that footage. Unbeknownst to me, someone recorded that footage. Is this where we're going, JW? Huh? Is this where we're going? Is this really where we're going to be going? Just recording our intimate moments without our knowledge, without us even knowing? That's where you're taking this, bro? Is that where we're gonna go? Just invading our privacy. You understand? No. This is a new level, JW. We just don't violate our privacy like that. Look, it's one thing. It's one thing to keep it here, live. Okay, sure, it's cute. You go out in the street, whatever, you record your stupid little videos, whatever. Who's Howard, whatever. That's fine, whatever. But do you understand? This is a new level, man. You don't do that. You don't violate someone's privacy like that. That was a private moment between me and my bandmates, who are like brothers and sisters. How would you feel, KW, if I go to your house and just decide to put a little camera somewhere, or just hire someone to start recording your intimate moment?
What's going on, Green Room? What's going on, Avi? And what's going on, Howard? Howie? How we doing? So, I mean, you're probably wondering how access to this footage was granted. And it's actually funny because apparently we're not the only ones that think you're insane. Like, even your own band members think you're crazy. They think you're obsessed, and they think you have a legitimate problem when it comes to this green room. I didn't realize I was having that big of an effect on you. It's hilarious to me. And I didn't know it was this bad. Like, I didn't know that your personal life was affected based on you being nervous about our up-and-coming matchup. And we don't even know when we're going to have this matchup, and you're already, like, scared and, like, running in your shoes. This matchup could take place, like, at the beginning of round 2. It could take place in the middle. It could take place at the end. But you're just, like, all, like, you know, you're losing your mind and you're losing your shit. Meanwhile, like, I'm barely giving you a second thought. And I was in the streets of Brooklyn. I was walking around the streets of Brooklyn, and you could see, based on the last video that I posted, nobody knows you, Howard. And I think that gets to you. That bothers you. Like, you can walk around the streets, you can pretend like you're Mr. Rogers and you know the people in the neighborhood, but they don't know you. I was in your streets, like, they know me, like, they knew me. And it's very funny, because while I was out there, because you're probably thinking to yourself, this was a private conversation that I had with my band members. How does JW have the footage of this? How did he record the footage of this? I managed to find one person in Brooklyn who actually does know you. And it's one of the gentlemen sitting in the room when you're having this conversation. So somebody does know you. Congratulations. And because he knows me, and because he agrees that you're getting a little out of control when it comes to this green room thing and ignoring the band, he wanted me to get an insight to try to bring you back around. So, I mean, I'm not going to say which person it was, but just know that you don't have the protection that you thought you had. And it's coming down, Howard. Like, you know, the walls are crumbling, the ship's taking on water, whatever analogy you want to take, like, it's going down. And I just want you to know, just shine up that room for me, shine up the Howard show for me, change the drapes, change the curtains, because it's icon time, it's J-Dub time. I'll see you soon, and watch your back, because I might be in your hood.
Understand the line you just crossed, bro? You don't understand. My band, my music, that's a safe place, man. You think this is just fun and games, bro? Is that what you think this is? You don't violate that sacred space where I call my band. You don't do that. That is where I put my heart and my soul, that place, that creative place. And now you're infiltrating that space where people are now going to be worried. Come on! Howard, just get it together, bro. You can't let him hit you like this, because that's what he wants. This is what you want, ain't it? I don't even know when it's gonna come out. Just put it together, huh? Just stop. Okay, guys. Stop it! Stop. Just stop. Just go somewhere else. Guys. Listen. Look, I'm really sorry. It's beyond therapy. DJ Solo, okay? Guys, I need to. I'm sorry to do this live. Okay, I really am. I was having a fun time here. We were talking about the matches. We were freaking talking about the trip, the 200th episode. But look, listen. I need... this... It's apropos. That statement. This is getting beyond therapy. Guys, you understand when you create art, when you create music, that's something that fulfills my heart, mi corazón, mi espíritu, mi alma. Eso me da fuerza. That gives me life. I just can't block it out, Chad. Okay? Because if he's not here virtually, he's apparently there personally in an environment where I create, an environment where stop it already. Look, you know what? ¿Sabe qué? Yeah. Okay, this is how you want to play it out, bro? This is how you want to play it out, JW. Huh? Okay. Yo te veo que tú estás tratando de hacer. I see it, bro. I see what you're trying to do. Okay. You want to go to my personal space. You want to go to my sacred space. Okay, you know what, bro? We're not that far away, man. We're not. I know where you are. You obviously know where I'm at. So you know what? Hoy, esta noche, a las 10:53 en la noche, at 10:53 tonight, I'm going to Brooklyn. I'm going to where you're at. I'm going to freaking find where you are at. You understand that? You understand that? ¿Tú comprendes eso? Huh? You get that in your head? I'm going to come and find you. Guys, I'm sorry. But I have to take care of what? I gotta go take care of a JW situation.
Giselle, how do... What to even... to understand?
How far back do we go?
I mean, JW, and this isn't like the other times.
He must really be rattled from JW crashing the celebrations last week with that message.
I should say so. Especially with, it's a good time, you know? We all had an amazing time. You get to be together. What? There's no way that could progress in any other way, this evening or otherwise. The audacity that one would have to do that, and also to interrupt a good time. Like tonight, we're having a good time as well. Got to see it.
I've been loving tonight. Did you see this match earlier? It was amazing. Yes. It might be up there with one of my favorites. And yeah, that's another really hard thing to vote on, just as hard as it was to vote tonight. But
and breaking someone down like that.
If JW is now affecting his life outside the green room. This is going beyond the celebrity tournament. This is going beyond the competition. It's starting to make me wonder if something else is at play. It's kind of reminiscent of
No.
But it's not coming to me. But this might be one of the biggest rivalries we've seen in this tournament in a while, and the intensity, the ferocity each week, it's becoming a lot scarier.
Is it a rivalry or is it a powder keg? And if it's a powder keg, where will this end? Where will that explosion lead? What more is there? What does that mean? What more rivalries could take place from this? It gets scarier. It's more and more scary how this becomes.
That reaction.
Visceral.
Is JW trying to play mind games in a more teasing manner, or is he really trying to get at something deep within Howard's soul?
Sinister.
Whatever's happening here, it's becoming dangerous, volatile. This situation on the horizon between JW and Howard, and I don't know if Howard will be able to survive this, if he'll be able to put all of this aside and concentrate on his round 2 match.
No, of course. And with this rivalry on the rise, I mean, there's no way this can go like any further. I mean, there hasn't been anything like this whatsoever. I mean, even I volatile or not, like this is under control. Everything is right now under control. Hauser will take a moment. Howard is going to do what he can. And Hauser, who knows where Hauser is even, like in my rivalry. Like this is one of those things where it's like, we all have our own rivalries.
But is Howard going to take that moment? We saw him walk off screen to find JW in his own neighborhood. What?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Why? What could he possibly gain from that?
Well, JW, like my rival, is playing mind games. But JW seems more intense. He seems more of a threat than this. This is where I see that this is what it is. This is where we're at. There is nothing that can even top that. And JW is going to make the worst decision that is going to come to something that is much darker than we know of. Just this is, again, like I said, nothing will ever come in this moment. JW is raining. He's raining fire upon Howard.
He is, and I don't know how much more Howard can take of this. It's he was pulled into this match with ridiculously high stakes, I. Someone's gonna lose either way. Someone's gonna lose big either way. And JW began all this by saying he wanted to bring out the best in Howard. He hadn't seen that competitive drive in him in a while. He wanted to know how seriously Howard was taking this, and now we're at this point where every week it's escalating and building, and he's here. He's never letting his presence not be known. It happens on the black box. It happens on the green room.
Does.
I think it even happened on the last Howard show.
Yes. Yes, it did. And that's, well, now that I have a solo layout, that's what it happens. It happens like that.
Hello,
No.
Mr. No.
No. No. No.
Well, what I was going to say, Mr. Isitano. Hello, Mr. Isitano. You called me a fake host. You know what? You are a fake host. Do you understand that?
You know what? No. I'm going to tell you something, Hauser. You know what? This I may not have a clip from the outside of being able to talk to people. Let me tell you something. When it comes to the black box, and I want to say this as a child, all I had was a box, a television. So much to learn, so much to entertain. It was something within that television set. It was a television set, and a box to entertain me amidst all the screams and things going on next door. This is something that was in my life, and I want you to know you will not prevent me from giving a voice to those who have a small TV set, plenty of noise and tragedy surrounding them. There's so much going on now. Hauser, please, for a moment. There's so much going. These moments. There's so much that the black box brings. I want you to close your eyes, Hauser. This black box brings that hope to you as it does to me.
Joe? I didn't hear a word you said.
Good. Can you hear me? Words won't be necessary. And Joe Rositano and Hauser Orlock square off against one another. Very soon. It'll be a first of its kind. For the right to host the Black Box, with a stipulation that will grant Joe Rositano one Hauser Orlock in round number 2 should he win his match and receive more than 12 votes. He'll have to do so in complete and total silence. Hauser Orlock will have to defeat Joe Rositano in complete and total silence. You will both tell a story of your past. You'll both paint a picture of the future. You will do so sans words. No need. Your topics will be announced. The only words we'll hear are the sweet sounds of silence.
Silence.
That both of those were two very differently intense rivalries. And that announcement regarding Hauser and Joe's match, whenever that will occur, most likely on a green room, in silence. We'll have to know their stories from this. I truly feel that the one who will win that has earned hosting rights, because it proves they can do anything. We here at TKN have also proven that we can do anything. You saw it last week with episode 200. You've seen it this week with episode 201. Each week it gets better and better and more entertaining and more educational, and we combine that all in one, and I have a new favorite each and every week. So let's look at some of those favorites from the past 200 episodes as we close out episode 201 of The Green Room this Saturday evening, August 3rd, 2024. For Joe Rosart, Howard Colato, Hauser Odalak, Avi Klein, and myself. Have a great rest of the night and weekend. And let's enjoy this outro.
Obsession's going to be talent every time. You got all the talent in the world, but are you obsessed? Is it all you ever think about?
Ooh.
"50 years later, I got a chance to be in the TV series called The Offer to play Lucy Blasti.
Be careful what you say and who you say it to.
And it was done through an undercover sting operation, which is a pretty big deal.
I think they're doing an excellent job, and they're giving everything that they've got out there, and so far I think they've called a very honest ball game.
I separate my dads, we sleep at my dad's, so it breaks the tour and we get to see our family.
If you haven't seen it, I'm sure you've heard of it, where the losers spend the night in New York's precinct.
You know this, we're living in an era right now where following people has nothing to do with honesty.
I've been feeling good on my threes. I didn't get a lot of looks tonight, but that felt good.
I'm thinking more about faith, and it's becoming increasingly important in my life.
I knew that going in, you were going to be killed by the critics.
Not opinion. Opinion is what you stated, and that's what you get.
You're number one in our hearts, and that's what we work for, and we appreciate you.
How America got behind, the whole world got behind Muhammad Ali. It was just a special thing.
It was a tremendous shot. McGee never lost consciousness, and he was talking and sitting up a short time.
Gehrig and Babe Ruth, the legit, breathing, living, organic matter that is a human being.
We beat everybody that you have to offer.
But we've all taken a step into those dark, lonely woods.
Of their voice. Now, when you hear Pesci speaks, he just has this amazing, distinct voice that just lends itself for comedy.
So they don't have the autonomy to say for themselves what they want and how they want it.
They came together. One win after another win after another win.
Two different things. You got family life, which is different. You can't have a stern outlook with your family. You can't be a robot.
You could tell she was the biggest villain of all time.
We were always pretty stiff in the ring, but we liked it when they were stiff back to you too.
Thompson rounded third. Willie Mays was standing in the on-deck circle.
Kane had been there just a little bit before me. That was probably the best roster, in my opinion, in the history of wrestling.
I hung on just long enough to come out the other side. And here I am.
Feel like they should, then I'm like McDonald's. I'll serve anybody, man.
Yeah, I'll bet you will.
It's the guy who's willing to die who's gonna win that inch. And I know if I'm gonna have any life anymore, you gotta look at the guy next to you. Look into his eyes. Now I think you're gonna see a guy who will go that inch with you.
You know what? Maybe one of the boys' problems will get solved by listening to this show.
I'm gonna win this whole thing. Watch.
I know you are, Tom. I know you are.